right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the second day of Rome. Looks like a little bit of a wet day today. It's not raining at the moment, but there are dark clouds everywhere. And but don't worry, we'll be all right if we do get a rain delay. We've got activities. But we're starting with Yala. Now, yesterday I said that Yala's probably playing later in the day. I didn't realize that the schedule left a gap before the Hurkacz match, and also on another. It's actually on court 4, which I'm a little surprised. I thought it would have been on court 3 or 2, but yeah, I didn't think we'd be live first thing on the day, but we're here. Hurkacz is playing later. We're going to watch him as well, and then after that, it's sort of a little bit of a gap. So we'll see what we fit in. We might watch blocks later. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. By the way, I have gone live early because ATP Fantasy is about to lock in. Now, they mucked up the timer again because while I was asleep, they updated it to make it like the way it should be, ending in about 20 minutes. So you got 20 minutes to make your changes and put your teams in. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, you will miss out. And also join the league because why not? It's not too late to join the league. You can join the league at any time. Here's what my team looks like. I bought in Hadar and I bought in Tsitsipas and I got rid of Feast because I'm scared of him. I'll bring Feast back in next week, but I'm scared of him playing Sinner. So, also, I'm trying to get to top 500. Come on now. We can get there. When I say we, I mean me. You guys can get there on your own. Join the league. There's the league thing. If anybody has any questions about your team, make sure you ask them now because that's it. And then in about 25 minutes, I'll be able to actually look at your team. So if you have any questions about your team when it stops, make sure you check that out as well. Anyways, let's talk about this match for a second because we're watching Yala versus Frech. Now, if you've seen the preview, you'll know that both these ladies are not having Yala's having a good clay season for not being her favorite surface. She's had a couple of wins. She's about 50-50. Whereas Frech has not been playing well at all. She's actually on a bit of a losing streak at the moment as well. So, opportunity for Yala to get another win on the clay. She did win a match. So, Frech has only won one of her last 5 matches. So, yeah. So, I feel like this is kind of a 50-50 for Yala because it's not that Frech can't play on clay. It's just she hasn't been doing well on clay this year. So it's one of those. It's kind of like the Pavlyuchenkova match in Madrid, where it's like, all right, Pavlyuchenkova's got the experience, but Yala's playing better right now. It's sort of the similar kind of thing. Frech playing a little bit better. By the way, Frech's actually lost 5 in a row. Sorry, that's a bit of a typo on the preview. So she's actually won 5 in a row. Lost 5 in a row. Hasn't won a clay court match yet. So again, something to consider. And also hasn't even won a set on clay. Lost both matches she's played on clay in straight sets. If I go back to last year on clay, Frech was 4-5. She lost to Pegula, Zhang, Vondrousova, and Andreeva. So 4 pretty tough players to play on clay. She did have a good win against Azarenka on clay last year and on Stupeur. So a couple of good wins there. 2024, she was 10 wins, 9 losses. 2023, she was 10 wins, 5 losses. So she's overall, she's probably about 55-45 head-to-head, win, percentage, right? She's wins more than half over her career on clay, but not her best surface and not her favorite court. So it is an opportunity for Yala to get another good clay court win. Remember, last year she only won 2 matches on clay. If she wins today, she'll have 3, which is more than last year, which is only an improvement. And we'll go from there. And then the winner of this plays Wong. If you remember that Yala and Wong played a banger at the start of the year in Auckland, and it was a match point saving win for Wong, who then made the final. So it's an opportunity there. And Wong also on clay is not the best. So if the winner of this match, Yala or Frech, whoever wins, we'll have a good opportunity to try and to get to a third round and possibly play Raducanu. So it's a big opportunity here for both these ladies. But how are we doing, chat? I locked in my team. I'm taking a few gambles. Yeah, I'm gambling. I'm keeping Zverev. How can I get rid of Zverev when he hasn't let me down? I just can't. I can't let go of Zverev. He's been too consistent. I'm really scared that Hadar's not going to do well this week. You bring someone in, you're like, hey, I'm going to get this kid that I should have got 3 weeks ago, and then you bring him in and he loses, and you're like, that sucks. But that's all right. Everybody's got Hadar, so if everybody has Hadar, then everybody loses. If he loses, everybody loses. So it's fine. I feel like with this, by the way, chat, if you haven't already, I know I was telling you guys before a couple of weeks ago, go check out this channel. Josh over at Expected Aces does a great job of breaking stuff down, and there's only 200 people here, so I'm not gonna by the time you watch this video, it's too late. You've missed the boat. But go check out his channel because does a really, really good job at breaking down. If you want to learn more about how this works, like fantasy tennis, maybe you don't know what's going on. Maybe you just pick your favorites. You're like, okay, well, why? How do you know who the better players to pick? Go check out his channel because he does so much research, so much of a breakdown. He breaks down like every tournament. He's broken down every week so far. He puts out a lot of stuff as well. So go check it out. Go check out his channel because definitely gives out a lot of good tips on who to pick and why to pick. He's also top 1,000, and also rising. So definitely knows his stuff. So go check it out. If you want some extra tips, some hidden, and I haven't for the first couple of weeks. I was watching his channel and I'm just like, I'm not going to tell anybody about this because I want to get my team good. But now I'm giving away my secret. Go watch his channel. He's great. Does a great job. Very detailed. Like if you want to get into this properly, it's a must-watch resource. I think it's the only resource on YouTube that does like this kind of stuff, like proper ATP fantasy like breakdown. So go check it out. Or don't and miss out on all the good tricks and tips. I think a bunch of you already watch anyway because I see I go check out when I watched his latest video. I saw like a bunch of you guys commenting. I'm like, damn it, everybody knows. Everybody knows already. All right, but yeah, Yala's coming on in about 20 minutes. We don't have a roof in Rome, so I'm not sure whether or not it's going to be rain affected. I think the rain's supposed to come after this match. So hopefully we get through this match and then we can watch the Hurkacz match might rain. But that's right. I got stuff to do. We'll see. If it starts raining at the end of the Yala match, before the Hurkacz match, I might not watch the Hurkacz match from the start if it's going to rain a game in. If that makes sense. If that makes sense, because I don't really want to sit around, watch one game of Hurkacz and it rains for 3 hours. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll suss out the weather situation because it's definitely going to be weather affected. And by the way, Chad, either way, we've got these. If it does rain, we've got these. So we're going to try and pull a Djokovic auto or an Alcaraz auto. It's savage o'clock here and only an hour sleep. Jeez, Dutchy, that is savage. Oh, it's raining my house again. Finally, it's winter. Yay. Alex for the win. Good luck, Alex. Yeah, let's see. This is a 50-50. I wonder who the favorite is in the betting, because I want to say that Yala must be the favorite, right? Because of maybe? I don't know. Maybe she's not the favorite. Maybe she is the underdog. Or maybe it's a 50-50. These two have never played before, so first time meeting, which will be interesting. No favorite in the odds. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty level, right? I'd be pretty surprised if Yala was like favorite. It's a 50-50. Yeah, it is a 50-50. Yala's slight favorite. Which I find a little bit surprising. Do I find that surprising? Not really. They've both got the same record. They've both played well this week, this year. At times, they've both not been Clay's been their weakest part of the year so far. So yeah, Freya's got more experience, right? So it feels about right. 50-50. little bit favorite. Yeah, Yala's slight favorite. Yeah, I feel that feels about right. That seems about right. Yala fan here. Good luck, Alex. Hey, she is about to take on Rome. Now, last year in Rome, so let's just talk about Yala's clay court season last year, because last year it was her, obviously she broke out in Miami, and then on the clay she disappeared a little bit. She was 2-4 last year, including in challenges. So she only won the one match on the WTA. That was in Madrid. Then she lost to Swiatek. She lost first round to Kostyuk in Rome. 12 months later, look how how tougher of a first round that was. And then she lost to Arango at Roland Garros. So she lost to Swiatek, Kostyuk, Arango, all very good on clay. She beat Tomova in Madrid. So she's already done better on the WTA side of things. She did play a challenger event as well, where she won the first match, lost the second to Udvardi in Portugal. This year she's 2-3, and they were all WTA. So she beat Grabber, she beat Pavlyuchenkova, and she's lost to Ostapenko, Fernandez, and Mertens, all top 25 players, and all capable on clay. This is probably the first match, because she's either played players that are way ahead of her, as in 20 spots up, or players that are way below her. She hasn't played somebody at the same ranking as her until today. So this is going to be a really interesting match for that reason alone, because she's been beaten in straight sets by the top players. She's beating the players below her in straight sets. But this is a 50-50, so this should be a 3-setter, right? If we're basing it off that. But also, yeah, this is definitely an opportunity to get another win against somebody who you're level with in terms of 2026 form and ranking, right? So this is going to be really interesting. Frech also needs this win because she has had 0 clay court wins going into Roland Garros. She's lost 5 matches in a row, so she needs a win just to break that. She made the final of Merida back in February, and then she lost first round India. She lost the final to Buksha. She then lost first round Indian Wells, first round Miami, first round Charleston, first match in Madrid. So yeah, she went from making a final of a W, I want to say 500. Is Merida a 500? Maybe, or 250, either way. And then has lost 5 matches in a row since. So yeah, really needs to win this match. She lost to Noskova in Brisbane. She lost to Palini in Australian Open. So not bad losses there. But then she's had some weird, strange losses as well. But yeah, this is a must-win match just to get that break that streak ahead of the French. Working and lurking. Nice. It was nice to see Marta beat Andreeva. Yeah, fair enough. It was a good win. And then she took this week off because of a hip issue, but she also has played a lot. She played back-to-back tournaments, won back-to-back tournaments. So, of course, she needs that time to recover, I tell you, chat, Rome is definitely one of the prettiest venues with the sculptures, even just the courts. I love how some of them are in ground. I can't wait until they do the renovations on the center court with the roof. It's going to look like a museum. Like Rome is actually one of the best looking venues. Definitely has the mountain on the one side. It's got the athletics track and the swimming pool on the other side. Yeah, it's not Monte Carlo stunning like that, but it's just definitely got a cool it's definitely got a cool almost, yeah, well, I mean, it does feel like you're in Rome, right, with all the statues and stuff. It feels like you're in an ancient place where they play, and it has got that feel with the tennis courts too. It feels like the tennis courts have been there for thousands of years, right? This has that kind of really interesting look. Want to look at my team? I'll look at your team when they lock it in, because I can't check anyone's team. But Gene, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer the questions. Yeah, by the way, I put Cerundolo on the bench And I put Tsitsipas. I'm taking a risk on Steph. This week I've taken some risks, I feel like, in Rome. This might backfire and I might be out of the top 1,000 at the end of the week, or I might be in the top 100. I've taken some risks this week. I've kept Fonseca because I just have an attachment. I can't get rid of Zverev. Sinner being bonus ball. Everyone's going to have Sinner as bonus ball. I've held Rude, held Cerundolo, got rid of Feast for Hodar. That's a little risk unless Hodar, as long as Hodar makes the 4th round, it'll be okay. Tsitsipas needs to beat Medvedev to make it worthwhile. But I got Steph as well. I'm a little scared. But then next week, I'm just going to wipe my team and start again if I have to anyway. But you got 10 minutes to make your team or finish your teams. I got rid of Fonseca and Feast this week. Yeah. I had to get rid of Feast because the friendly fire. I mean, he's not beating Sinner. And even if he does, he doesn't get bonus points anyway. And he's just in that, I just can't. Yeah, like if Sinner loses the Menchik and then Feast goes on a run, shame on me. But I'll never doubt him again. But I just, that Feast Sinner match just, and Musetti's just playing against like the worst players, like the best players, but it's the worst draw for him. He's got the worst draw, and Djokovic has no form, so I can't pick him. I need Hadar Zverev quarterfinal. If I get that, Daderi and Paul hasn't really got any form. I know he made the semis last year, but I think Zverev, if healthy, beats all of those guys. He should. Bublik, Tien, Demonor, can't pick any of those guys with any confidence. Hashanov, no. Rinderk, Nesh, And then Lehechka, Rude, Cerundolo, Musetti. God, I hate that draw. Why does Rude and Cerundolo always get stuck in the same part? So I'm basically picking Rude to beat Lehechka, or do I pick Cerundolo to beat Musetti? They're both terrible. Rude's more likely to beat Lehechka, right? God, I don't like that draw at all. And then I need Steph to go to make the quarters and play Fonseca. God, I'm asking a little bit. Caboli doesn't have a good record in Rome, so that's why I didn't pick him, but he's also very expensive. And then I haven't even gone near that like Shelton Rublev section because I'm like, well, anyway, they're gonna lose to Sinner anyway, so I'm not gonna even bother. Rublev's not a bad pick though if he can put it together. It's a quarterfinal. Yeah, I think this week is a bit of a risky week. It's so hard with Alcaraz out, and the players I wanted to get all got the shit draws. So yeah, who should I change Feast to? Some of the players that you could pick. You could pick Hadar if you don't have Hadar. Rude and Cerundolo have a lot of upside if they do well because they're very cheap. They should be in the top 20, both of them, and they're both outside the top 25, and that's cheap. So they could go up in price. If you don't have Fonseca, maybe get him. I'm just naming my team now. Some other players that I don't have that maybe are interesting. Blocks is 5 coins, but he's got a very tricky draw with Zverev. Tabilo, Bergs, Hurkacz is cheap. Capriva is 3 coins, but I don't know if he's got a tough draw or not. Does he have a tough draw? Capriva has... he's in the Djokovic section. If he beats Humbert, he might make the 3rd round to Djokovic, but Capriva might beat Djokovic, and then you've got like a massive win on your hands. Vachereau, yeah, maybe. Vachereau... It's hard because he did so well at home and then he just didn't do well last week. Yeah, Vachereau, Echeverry. Echeverry is not a bad... I got rid of Echeverry, but he's been a pretty solid. Yeah. There's a lot. It's so hard because it's like, it's Sinner and then like, who do you pick? Sinner's the one and then you go, okay, who else? Roland Garros is going to be real tricky if there's a bad draw for some of those guys. I bought in... Oh, hey, expected aces in the house. What's up? I bought in Caboli, swapped out Echeverry. Yeah, no. I was so risky with Echeverry because I was like... I got rid of him last week and I got in... I can't remember who I got in. Who did I make the trade for last week? I think I got in... Oh, no, I had Echeverry last week. I got rid of him this week. Oh, no. But he's been... He was good last week and then I got rid of him, so... Who can win this match? It's definitely a 50-50, but I think Yala's got the clay court win, so you got to lean towards her. For me, Caboli is a big gamble to make the semis. Caboli could definitely, for sure, his form and his confidence is rising. Like, he looks so good. And he's got a good draw. Like, Norrie, Mute, Medvedev. Like, those guys, if they made the quarters, it'd be a surprise. Medvedev depends on how he depends on the week. But yeah, I don't know. To be honest, Cobolli could make the semis. If you look at like Fonseca and then FAA, Echeverry and Vachereau, you're like, well, I'd love to see a Cobolli Fonseca quarterfinal. That'd be really fun just for laughs. That'd be awesome. I feel like round of 16 is Echeverry's ceiling in fantasy right now, but I still have him at 7 credits. Yeah. By the way, everybody, go check out Expected Aces YouTube channel. That's where you'll get all the secret information. Sinner, Musetti, Cobolli, Ruud, Fonseca, Hodar. Yeah. I'm finding as well, and Expected Aces, let me know if you find this as well. I'm finding so many people that just have the same teams. It's so hard to find a difference point without to take that risk to get at someone of difference. I'm looking at it, I'm like, everyone has Sinner that's playing, that's playing weekly. People might have picked Alcaraz at the start and disappeared, but like, Sinner should have 100% ownership because there's no way you're not having Sinner. And then it's like, it's either people have Zverev, or they got rid of Zverev and they've got like Cobolli, Musetti, or maybe Cobolli, Lehechka, to make, because he's the same. They can get 2 for 1, I guess. And then everyone's got either Fonseca, Hadar, Feast, Ruud, Cerundolo. Like, every time I look at someone's team, I'm like, yeah, it's just like a rearrangement of what I've got or somebody else. Like, everyone, it's really like, I guess that's just because it's like, well, Sinner and then everybody else. But it'd be interesting when we get to grass because they're not going to be the players that everyone's going to pick. You have to pick a totally different team. Like, Bublik and Hurkacz are going to come into the mix. Berrettini and Fritz. Fritz is definitely someone on the radar for grass. But it's going to be really fun. By the way, we've got 3 minutes, chat. 3 minutes to lock your teams in. I have Sinner, Feast, Fonseca, Ruud, Zverev, Hadar, and then Pirikar and Analdi. Okay. By the way, Tori, make sure that you put the player that you want first alternate. If somebody withdraws, make sure you have them on the left. Because if you have them on the right, it's going to be the second alternate. So that means if somebody pulls out, let's say if, for some reason Feast pulls out, then if you've got Pirikar on the left, he will take Feast's spot. You need to, Does that make sense? I think that's how it works. You got to have your first alternate's got to be on the left. So then whoever pulls out, that person gets the first chance to take over their spot. If you have Pirikar and Analdi, you want him to be on your team as the first. Switch him around, whatever. Or if you're using the alternates chip, doesn't matter. In many fantasy sports games, you do quickly get a template team that develops. Your edge is mainly going to, for the 6th player. This is why I wanted to get Tommy Paul, and I've chickened out. Yeah, Paul, he had a good run here last year, but Paul's tough because he's so underrated. Sinner, Musetti, Ruud, Hadar, Fonseca, Feast, Tabilo on the bench. Ooh, okay. That's a good team. All right. Players are ready to come out of court. Here we go. Made one late change to my team. Okay. By the way, in the rain delay, if there's a rain delay, we can go through fantasy team stuff too. I forgot about that. There's a whole new thing to do. Yeah. You got a heater on cam? Nope. It's just cold in here. It's Sinner, Djokovic, Cobolli, Hadar, Ruud, and Bouzet, Steph and Tabilo on the bench. Okay. Djokovic. Djokovic might be the secret pick. Those who get Djokovic, it's not so secret, right? It's like, wow, you picked the greatest player of all time, but he hasn't played. But then it's like, this is like Djokovic is going to make the semis then. I feel like it's just like, it's prime time Djokovic, but I couldn't get rid of Zverev for Djokovic. I just couldn't make that trade. I couldn't get rid of Zverev. He's been too good. He's been consistent. I can't get. Oh no, it's locked in now. Oh, well, Cerundolo's on my bench. This week's either going to be horrible or amazing. I'm worried. God, I need Ruud to run. Ruud needs to have a run. Djokovic's lack of motivation is issue. I mean, I don't know if it's lack of motivation. It's just lack of play. And he's also been injured. I know he's been injured, so it's hard to pick somebody who's not been active and not been, and not 100% fit. All right, good luck, everybody. We'll go through stuff. I mean, I can look at your teams anyway during the. We won't do it during the match. We'll do it like maybe in the Hurkacz match when we watch the ATP stuff. That way we can talk about it then. Wait, is any of Steph's not playing today? Is he? No. Steph versus Mahatch. I mean, that's a risk in itself. Mahatch is one of the only guys to get a set off Sinner lately. What have I done? Why did I put Tsitsipas in the field? Oh no! What have I done? What have I done? Oh, sorry, expected AC. I think it might have Nightbot might have got you for too many emojis. Fantasy prices rise today if they win their matches. Marozsan goes up to 4. Trentaletti goes up to 3. Analdi goes up to 2, and Borges also needs. Okay, interesting. Analdi's a good one. Somebody in the chat just said they had an Analdi, so Analdi will go up. Gil said Mahatch would beat Steph. No, no. Why didn't I listen to Gil? Damn it! If Steph loses, I'm gonna keep him, but I'm also like never gonna put him on the field again. I think Steph is a good pick to have because he's so much better than his ranking, and he is gonna go up in price. Like he is gonna go up. I just need him to beat Mahatch and Medvedev, and then I'll be like, good pick, good on the. But I like, yeah. The Feast thing threw me. If Feast didn't get the bad draw, and if he didn't have to play Sinner in the 4th round, I would have felt so much better. And if Musetti didn't get like a shocking draw, again, like Musetti, I want to pick Musetti so bad, and I just can't do it. He just keeps on getting tough, that tough opposition early in tournaments. Players on the court. But we'll go through that stuff. We'll go through some fantasy stuff later if we have time. All right. Magdalena Frech taking on Alexandra Eala. Both need a win on the clay. I think both are playing next week. Are both of them in the challenges next week, or are they both... Let me check. Are both signed up for challenges next week? I know Yala, I think, is playing Strasbourg before the French. So we've got, what day is it? So there's Parma and there's a tournament in Paris as well. Okay, so the one in Paris, you've got Fernandez, Baptiste, Joint, Navarro. Yala's not on the list, but she might be playing in Parma, which used to be a 250 and then it got downgraded. So that's a bit of interesting. Let me have a look. Yeah, Yala is on the list for Parma. And Frey is not on any list. She's not playing at all next week. So she's kind of like, I'm going to win today. By the way, Krejcikova, Wong, who plays the winner of this in the next round, they just showed the wrong graphic and they showed a Nisimova's draw. What are you doing? Okay. Boiseau, Lee, Manero all playing next week in Parma. So if Yala does lose this, she will probably go and play there. She was supposed to play last week in a challenger, but she pulled out. She did have a little bit of an injury. She hasn't got any strapping on her leg today, so that's good. But yeah. Yala has entered a grass 125 after Roland Garros. Do you mean after or like during? Because there's that one during Roland Garros we had on last year. Oh yeah, Penko's playing now as well, so we'll keep an eye on Penko. She's taking on one of the local wild cards. Yo!
Go,
Danny.
Alex!
Hey, thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. Thank you for the for the 5. By the way, Chad, let me give some memberships to start us off. Now, there will be probably rain delays at some point today. Hopefully not during this match, maybe in the next one, but we'll see. Hey, DJ, thank you for the 40 months. Appreciate that. Frere was using a Wilson blade and now has some head equipment. Oh, okay. Interesting. Clay or grass is the same. Yala wins. Okay. Rome is slower, clay, or faster. It's slower than Madrid. Also, it's lower altitude, so the conditions. Also, the weather looks way worse, like wet-wise, and that affects the way the ball moves as well. So, the courts are slower, which definitely affects speed. But also, you got to remember, like, conditions. If it's cold and wet, it's going to be very slow. If it's hot and dry, it's going to be fast. Doesn't matter, and also the clay will react differently if it's, wet or if it's dry, right? So today it's cold and it might be wet. So it's going to be even slower in Rome, possibly over the next couple of days. I don't know if it's going to get hot in Rome at all, but all I know is that it's going to rain. It's going to be like mid to low 20s. It's going to rain. So the rain today is going to happen around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So in a couple of hours, it's going to rain. Apparently, it's going to rain a lot. So we might have a pretty stacked schedule for tomorrow. The sun's going to come out on Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday seem okay. Sunday, early rain, but then fine. But yeah, it's definitely going to be slower than Madrid. Definitely slower than Madrid. And Madrid, even though they had the roof, they didn't use it much. Humidity 72%. Yeah, that makes a difference too. But yeah, it didn't rain. It only rained like twice, I think. They had the roof shut a couple of times. That was it. All right. Rome is slower than Madrid, but a bit faster than Monte Carlo, yeah. But like I said, the conditions are definitely a factor as well. Like the conditions, the slow and fast conditions are also like a huge reason why if the ball goes fast or slow. Because also, if you ever play tennis in the cold, wet, rainy weather, the ball will soak up all the moisture from the ground or moisture in the air. And then, and then the ball will fluff up and really get like soggy almost. Obviously, they get new balls every 9 games, but half of those time it's going to be, if it does rain and the courts are wet. Now they do have covers, so they'll cover them. But if the courts are wet or the conditions are wet, the ball might react differently as well. And they say that some of these tournaments with the balls don't do well anyway. Anyways, Frech serves an ace, and it's 15-love. First game, first point of the match. Who's winning this one, chat? You all know what I picked. Even if you didn't watch the preview video, you probably can guess. All right, 15-love, and I stand by that. Man, you look handsome. Hey, thank you. I went outside. Actually, no, I didn't. I went for a walk, but that was it. 15-love, so it goes out by Yala, and it's 15-love. Might be the lighting. All right, 15-all. As Frech serves again. Cam looks marvelous. Chat, you're gassing me up. Are we okay? Is everything okay? What happened? 15. Why are you all complimenting me? What's up? What happened? It's not April Fool's or anything, is it? Backhand goes into the forehand of Eala. Backhand out from Frech. Into the forehand of Yala. Frech backhand again. Into the forehand of Yala sliced. Yala sliced it long. 30-15. This feels like we're going to have a pretty long epic match here. Has the makings of an epic three-setter. Maria breaks 1-love. Who's she playing? Who's Tatiana Maria playing? Or are you saying which Maria? There's a few Marias. You're talking about Tatiana Maria, right? Who's she playing? Arsenal through the Champions League final. And we also Man City fumbled. So that was fun. Oh, she's playing Lynette. Okay. That's a tricky one, that one. Great drop shot from Frech. It's 40-15. First game of the match. As Frech serves a fault, second serve. Cruz Hewitt won by retirement, did he? What challenger was that? Double fault Frech, and it's 40-30. I'm divided between Frech and Lynette. Fair enough. Good to see Tagger getting a lucky loser spot against Zachary. Yeah, that'd be fun. That's a crazy little draw, that bottom half. That bottom section. Yeah, Tagger versus Zachary, winner plays Raducanu, and then this match, winner plays Wong, and they all play each other. So like that bottom, even the Alexandra Christian, Balick, Pliskova, Monero, Sigamond. I mean, that whole Raducanu section. I mean, Raducanu's draw is full of very dangerous players. Also, keep an eye on Grant. Is another player we got to keep an eye on as well, because she's a young player that's making waves. So keep an eye on her as well. She's playing another wild card from Italy. Stadium is not full, but that might be because of the weather. That might be on the way, and people are like, you know what? I'm not going to go sit in the rain today. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Serving to the front of Yala. Good return from Yala. She's got a break point. Nice return. Oh, it was in Thailand. Cruise. Okay, nice. All right, great return from Yala. And she has a break point. As Frech serves down to the backhand of Yala, forehand from Frech. As Yala forehand to the backhand of Frech. Into the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand. Goes in. Yala on the attack. Frech forehand again. Into the backhand of Yala up the line. Frech with a backhand on the stretch. Goes wide. Yala breaks. Good start. Yala gets that early break. By the way, thank you, Limonati, for the 5 gifted. Sorry I missed that. I must have been in the middle of when I was focusing on other things. By the way, Kripriva's taken on Marijan as we speak. Penko is already up a break in her match. Marijan Kripriva's an interesting match. Both good on clay. Bit of a 50-50. All right. The first game is a break. Are we expecting rain delay today? Yeah, hopefully not in this match, though. Hopefully it's going to be... If we do get a rain delay, it'll be later in the day. It's currently 11 o'clock, so it's supposed to rain at 3 o'clock. So that's like, what, 4 hours away? So hopefully we don't... we can get... because the Hurkacz match starts in 2 hours. So hopefully we can get through that match before the rain hits us. As we're backing up from Yala into the net, love 15. Yeah, Hubie Hanfman. That's a good one as well. We're going to watch that. But yeah, weather depending. Love 15. I'm liking Rinaldi Munar today. That's a good game too. Slice return from Frech into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a backhand slice. Yala forehand again to the backhand of Frech. She's slicing the hell out of it now. As Yala forehand up the line. Frech with a forehand on the stretch. Yala backhand. Into the forehand of Frech up the line again to the forehand of Yala. Frech backhand into the net. 15-all. All. As Yala serves again. And the return goes out by Frey, and it's 30-15. Serve again. Into the backhand of Frech. Return goes in the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand into the net. 40-15. Yala getting a lot of free points. 40-15. As Yala serves again. Into the backhand of Frech. Forehand out from Yala to the forehand of Frech as Yala backhand. Into the Frech forehand. Yala backhand up the line. Frech with a backhand on the stretch. Yala forehand goes long. 40-30. Pen goes up 3-love double break. All right. All right, 40-30. As the return goes to forehand of Yala. Forehand from Frech into the backhand of Yala. As Frech with a forehand again to the backhand of Yala. Up the line. Yala's forehand goes again the backhand of Frech on the stretch. Frech hits it wide, and it's 2-love to Yala. Cerundolo has a nightmare draw. Yeah. I think I'm going to feel really good if Tsitsipas beats Mahatch and beats Medvedev, and then Cerundolo loses, because then I'll feel like I made the right choice. This is the first week I think I'm not confident with my team. Because all the guys that I was confident in have all got draws that I'm scared of. Mahatch should beat Steph. No, he shouldn't. He should lose to Steph. Out of courtesy for me and my team. Mahatch should just step aside. In fact, you know what? He should just he should play like 3 games and be like, you know what? I don't want to be here today. And then leave. That'd be great. That'd be really great. I'd love that. All right, love 15. Frech hits it out. Who's on your team? So my team this week is Sinner, Zverev, Fonseca, Tsitsipas, Hadar, and Ruud. And I've got Cerundolo and Monfils on the bench. Next week I'm doing a big clearance sale. Everybody must go. And then I'm restructuring everybody. I just hope I can get through this week without any massive headaches. As the lob goes up from Yala. Frech with the backhand up the line. Nice drive volley winner, and it's 15-0. Yeah, this week's a bit of a risky week. I would love to see Cam crash out when Mahatch beats Steph. Don't you say that. What do you mean when? What do you mean when? When nothing? Is there something I'm missing? Has Tsitsipas got a terrible record against Mahatch and I didn't even look it up? Come on, don't do that. It's 1-1. Okay, that's okay. They haven't even played on clay though. They played at the Australian Open this year. It was a 4-setter to Mahatch. A couple of tie breaks. They played a tough 3-setter in Vienna back in the day. Steph's got this. I believe. I'd rather have Steph lose to Mahatch than Cerundolo lose to an unseeded player and get a -20. So, I mean, I guess, yeah. Also, didn't Steph make the final here once? I swear that he's done, like, Steph in Rome is good. Chat's making me doubt my... I'm the general manager of the Tennis Talk team. I know what I'm doing. People are making me all scared now. I'm more worried that Cerundolo would lose and get the minus 20, like, you know, points. Whereas Steph being unseeded, he's got a bigger upside. I believe. Like I believed in Steph at the start of the year, and then he started losing. But that doesn't matter. He's got a great record in Rome. 19 wins, 8 losses. He's lost to Fick, Jarry, Medvedev, Djokovic, Sinner, Nadal, Del Potro. Great record. 19 wins, 8 losses, and he made the final back in 2022. Semi-finals in 23, quarterfinals in 24. Last year, he lost to Fick second round. Tough draw. I believe. Steph in Rome is a god, right? He is a Greek god, all right? He will show. He will show. Did you not read his Twitter? After the Rude loss, he said that he felt like he was back to himself. And I'm like, yes. Come into the team. Welcome to the team. That's what I want to hear from my players. Forehand. Up goes forehand into the forehand of Yala. Yala's got a chance to get a double break here. Frech forehand again to the forehand of Yala. Frech with a backhand into the forehand of Yala again. Frech backhand again to the forehand of Yala. As Frech with a slice. Yala forehand up the line. Frech gets back. Yala backhand. As Frech can't get it back, and Yala's got a double break. 3-love. Yala is cruising. It seems that Yala magic in drawing crowds is lost on the clay. Yeah, I reckon it's more just it's a location thing. I don't think people in the Filipinos in Italy. I don't know if that's like if the Philippines have a massive population. Like I don't know what the population is in Rome for Philippines. But that might be the reason why there's not as many people there. I mean, maybe because she hasn't been doing as well as she was at the start of the year. Maybe there's a little less. But then again, I mean, it's hard to gauge the crowd based on even like when you go country to country on center courts, right? Different. Madrid have a different lifestyle to like other countries, so then it's like different people are going to show up, like different crowds are going to show up at different times, right? I mean. There's a lot of Philippines. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they're all at work. It's first thing in the morning on a Wednesday, so I mean, maybe they're just at work. Ticket prices are insane? Oh, they're an issue. Okay. This is on an outside court, though, so I wouldn't have thought. This is a ground pass. The weather also it might rain, so maybe they're deterred by the rain, the weather. So, but yeah, but there has been, I'd say, there has been a decline in Ayala match attendance over the last couple of tournaments. Madrid, she didn't have as many people. This week, she didn't have as many people. But Miami and Indian Wells, it was still pretty stacked. So, you know, maybe it is just a Madrid and Rome thing. We'll see what happens in Roland Garros if she gets a big crowd. I'm sure the Grand Slam she will. Middle East has a massive population, a big population in Filipinos. Yeah. Yeah. There are people there, though. It's not like totally empty. It's just not that, like, you know, intense crowd that we've been seeing with Yala matches in other countries. There are Filipinos in Rome, but not a lot. Okay. All right, is Yala 15-love? Yeah. It's tricky, too, because in Dubai, they were putting her on later in the day as well. They're putting her on, like, 4 or 5 o'clock. And then sometimes night sessions, so they were really getting, you know, a lot of the people, you know, everyone's finishing work, right? Whereas this is the first match of the day on a Wednesday. I don't know if like many Filipinos are taking the day off work on a Wednesday, first thing in the morning, to go to tennis in the rain. So it's like, but if she does win this match and plays Wong, we'll see what that looks like. And if they play later in the day, we'll see what that looks like, because there might be more people for that matchup. Especially if it's late afternoon. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Yala. Forehand out from Frech. Into the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand. Again to the backhand of Yala on the stretch. Frech with a forehand into the net. It's 30-15. Frech hitting a lot of errors. She's giving away so many free points. Raducanu and Kostyuk withdrew. What happened? Kostyuk has played a lot of tennis lately, and Raducanu is still recovering from illness. So those are the reasonings. Forehand goes into the backhand of Frech. Up goes a lob. But it goes long. 40-15. I tell you, Yala is cruising. I did not anticipate this. She is cruising through this match. All right, serving to the backhand of Frech. Forehand from Yala to the forehand of Frech as Yala forehand. Again to the forehand of Frech on the stretch. Yala with a drop shot. Winner. 4-love. Yala has the dominating lead. 4-0. All right. 4-love. All right, back to Frech, who's trying to just get a game. By the way, Reebok, she's sponsored by Reebok. Does Reebok do tennis again? Last time I remember Reebok being tennis was Andy Roddick back in like 05 or 03 when he won the US Open. So Reebok's back? I feel like didn't Reebok get bought out by somebody else? I feel like Reebok got bought out by a bigger company, and now they're branched off to be their own thing. Again. Or did they just disappear? Reebok got swag. I mean, Reebok, it's kind of like, it's that 20-year, everything's coming back from 20 years ago. Reebok's coming back from 20 years ago. Yeah, because I remember Andy Roddick used to wear Reebok back in the day. He used to rep it during that US Open when he won the US Open. I wanted one of those hats, but I could never find one. 15-0. As a return goes into the forehand of Frech, and Frech puts that away, 30-15. Yeah, so she seems to be the only player in the Reebok gear.
Thanks, Cams, for Alex cover. Go for the win, Alex.
Hey, thank you, Pia, for the donation. Appreciate that. Yeah, Reebok doesn't sponsor anybody else. So they must be making a comeback. All right, 30-0. The other one's a bagel here. All right, 30-0. Oh, so they were bought out by Adidas in 05 until 2021, and then now they're bought by another brand. So Adidas they got swallowed up by Adidas, which is probably why Andy went to Lacoste. Because they must have shut down their tennis, because they're like, well, Adidas have tennis. Why would we do Reebok tennis? And now Reebok have 5 years ago changed, and now they're getting back into tennis. Interesting. All right, 30-40. Yala to go to 5-love and serve for this. Serve for this first set. As Frech serves a fault, second serve. This is maybe the quickest Yala match we've watched since the golf match. All right, 30-40. Serve to the forehand of Yala. Yala in the net. We get the deuce. All right. Yala. Still here at deuce. Deuce. Man, thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. Advantage Yala for a 5-love lead. She is cruising. By the way, other matches going on right now. Penko's up 5-love and about to win the first set bagel as well. And so is Maria. It's like Bagel City. So Udvardy's up 3-1. Maria's up 5-love against Lynette. Yala's about to go 5-love. Penko's about to win 6-love. I mean, this is the it's bagels everywhere. Forehand return. No, that's a fault. Second serve. It is Bagel Town in Rome. Happy Bagel Day, everybody. As Frech serves again. Into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a backhand. Into the forehand of Yala as Frech backhand again. Yala with a forehand. Winner. There's the 5-love lead. She's got the triple break. First serve for Bagel. All right. 5-love. Penko won the first 6-love. There you go. This is Bagel Town. All right. First set locked in. I haven't been to Rome. Do they speak Spanish? No, they're Italian. It's Italy, so. All the bakeries are open today. Yeah, there's bakeries all over Rome today that are serving bagels. So we do have the Hurkacz match coming up after the Penko match, but I think it's like not until 1 p.m. So we do have a little bit of a break between this match and the next one anyway, if it does keep going this way. All right. Why do they score announce the score in Spanish? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, Lynette's getting destroyed as well. Yeah, this is brutal. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're doing the scores in Spanish. Maybe it's just like that's just how they do it. It's English and Spanish. They don't chuck in Italian. I guess because in Italian it's only one country, right? So they try and keep it consistent over the clay. Do they do French? They do French in France. They don't do Spanish in France, do they? At Roland Garros, they say French in French, right? Right? I have to think. Anyways, winner there from Frech, and it's love 15. As Yala says, a fault second serve. Return goes in the net by Frech. It's 15-0. All right, 15-0. It's in Italian. They are not announcing in Spanish. Some of the numbers might sound the same. Yeah, I can't hear them, to be honest. Like, I'm only going off chat. I can't actually hear what they're saying. 30-15, Yala. But yeah, maybe some of the words are similar. Like, have similar sounding words. 30-15, Yala wants that bagel. As with a forehand now to the backhand of Frech. Yala with a forehand on the stretch. Frech with a forehand. Again, the forehand of Yala. Frech backhand is wide. It's 40-15. 40-15. Italian and Spanish are based on the Latin, so they are similar words. Yeah, what's the word for equal in Italy? In Italian? Because it might be similar. And that's why people, when you hear it, you're like, oh, hang on, is that the same? 40-15. Set points for Yala for a bagel. Might be her first clay bagel that she served up ever? Maybe? Her best set on clay ever? Second serve to the back of the Frech. Frech hits wide. There's the bagel. Wow. 6-love Yala. I hope they show the entire stat sheet because I need to see how many errors Frech hit because she hit a lot of errors. 27 minutes, 6-love Yala. Because it felt like Frech hit a lot of errors. Yala played really solid. The first two games were a little bit tough, but she got the confidence. But then Frech just hit so many errors throughout that first set as well. But hopefully we get to see those stats. Both Magdas got bageled. Ouch. Seems Yala building up that stomach muscle. Okay. All right, so they didn't show the stats, so we have no idea. That's fine. I can tell you that there was a lot of errors. Yeah, 6-love first set. Great start. Yala's tired. Frech will come back. I feel like that's very... Hey! Ian!
Go, Alex!
Hey, thank you, Ian, for the donation. Appreciate that. Is that because you picked Yala to lose in straight sets and you're just a little bit like, she'll lose, right? Definitely lose. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell you. You can see the score. I don't need to tell you what the score is. It's still good. She's going to lose, right? All right. Yala having the best performance so far. Yeah, this is great. Great start for Yala. I think this is the first time. Is this the first bagel she's given out on a clay court? Because I think she has been bageled on clay. Kostruk got her last year in this tournament. But has she bageled anyone on a clay court? She did back in 2021 in a clay court ITF event. In the first round of the quali, she won 6-love, 6-1. That was when she was 500 in the world and she played the 1500 player in the world. She's been bageled a few times on clay. Yo, I have no idea what that was. Thank you. Super sticker. Appreciate it. I have no idea why the super stickers are coming up with these weird ass noises, but thank you for the super stickers. Appreciate that. All right. Yala. 6-love first set. Remember the winner of this plays Wong. But yeah, Yala has been bageled on clay. She got bageled twice on clay last year. Once at the French, once in Rome. And then a couple of times before that, she'd been bageled in smaller events. But that's her first bagel on the main tour on clay. As the forehand goes a little wide by Yala, 15. Oh. Maria, Penko, Yala, all bagels. I know, right? Crazy. Bagels for everybody. All right, serve again. Into the back end of Yala. Fauna from Frech up the line. Yala gets with a lob. And it goes long, and it's 30-15. All right, 30-15. Looking forward to the head-to-head prediction for Wong versus Yala. After Yala wins, thanks. Yeah, it will be an interesting matchup if she does get through this one and beats and plays against Wong, because it is a rematch. And she had match points in Auckland. And Wong hasn't been great on the clay. So I feel like it might be a 50-50. If Yala wins, this is still not over yet, but if Yala does win, it does feel like it might be a 50-50 against Wong as well. Maybe slight favourite Wong because of ranking. But Wong's not the same as Penko or Fernandez on clay. Or even Mertens. She's definitely more like Mertens and Ostapenko in style. But on clay courts, she's not got that same level of experience as those players. So, be interesting. Anyways, first game of the match for Frech. She gets the first game of the second. One love. Frech lost both matches in straight sets on clay this year. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. She has only played 2 matches on clay and she lost both. So this is probably not... I'm surprised by the score, but I don't think we should be surprised that Yala's winning. She's been better on clay and more active on clay. How many sets until it's finished? 1 more or 2? 1 or 2. What's your reading on a potential Raducanu Sakkari round 2 match? It depends on how Sakkari gets to her first round. If Sakkari plays a 3-set epic against Tagger, I say Raducanu wins. If Sakkari wins easily against Tagger, maybe it's 3 sets Raducanu, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, Yala in the net, and it's love 15. Kaprizov on the first set 6-3 against Marijan. Nice. Nice one. Shubham.
Cam, do you think if Iga wins Rome, it'd be a major boost for her confidence going into her G? Also, she has won her G to 3rds times after she has won Rome.
100%. Thank you for that. You know, I to be honest, I think if Swiatek makes the semi-finals, that's a huge confidence boost. I think if she makes the semis and plays Raducanu, or even Svitolina, whoever you're going to pick, I think if Swiatek makes the semis of Rome, that's a huge confidence boost going into Roland Garros. If she loses to like Osaka or Pegula or Mukova, that's not bad, but it's not great. If she wins Rome, obviously, will be a confidence boost. But I think if she makes the semis, it will be enough to boost her confidence to give her that the confidence going into Roland Garros. A lot of players are playing for confidence this week. Love 30, by the way. Yala's in trouble. Drop shot from Frech is not bad at all. Great drop shot win. I thought it had way too much height, but it landed perfectly. Love 40 Frech. Where is this come from? All right. Frech with the 3 break points. As the return goes to the back of Yala, forehand from Frech. Into the back of Yala, Frech with a forehand again. Into the forehand of Yala, cross court the back of Frech. Yala comes in with a backhand inside out winner. 1 saved, 15-40. 15-40. It depends if Vukov's there or not. True. Prediction for Dasha, she'll win. Because I said so. Totally biased. Oh, I'm picking Dasha, obviously. All right. As Yala saves another one, 30-40. 30-40. Still a chance for the early break in the second here for Frech. Yeah, we don't watch Aussie, so we're not watching a match, but 30-40. There's a backhand return from Frech. Goes into the forehand of Yala. Yala hits it out. There's the break for Frech. Okay. 2 love. 2-love in the second. By the way, chat, we're almost at 500 likes. Woo! Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 300,000 by the end of the year. That is the goal. So make sure you join if you haven't already. Subscribe. All right, 2-love Frech. And the return goes in the back of Frech. That's a good shot. Yala with a slice in the net. And it's 15-love. And yeah, the tennis ball like button is back. So when you press the like button, it turns into a tennis ball again. Yay! It's back. What a great feature. 15-love. Sort of fault second serve. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Cam, watching from Abu Dhabi. Hey, what's up? As the return goes into the backhand of Frech up the line to the back of Yala. Yala in the net. Yala still has that struggle with the movement on the clay and sliding on the clay. The first set, Frech didn't really make Yala move. Every time she would, she'd make the error. But now in this second set, you can tell straight away that Yala's being stretched out wide and she's not sliding. And that's causing Yala problems. There's a backhand from Frech. That goes into the forehand of Yala on the stretch. Frech with a backhand. Up the line to the backhand of Yala. Yeah, Yala's not sliding at all. As with a forehand again to the forehand of Frech. Backhand from Yala is long and it's 40-love. Now, look, it's not easy to slide on clay effectively, right? But I'll tell you this, and we've talked about this in previous matches with Yala on clay. Her clay slide, it's almost like in the first set, she didn't need to do it, so now she's not doing it. But you must... Like, sliding on clay is a huge... Like, you're not going to win Roland Garros by not knowing how to slide. Breaking news, Cam? Yeah, Rinderknech is out. That's a shame. When I said breaking news, I was thinking, oh no, Djokovic is out. Oh no. I don't want to make a video right now. I'm busy. But you can just tell... You can just tell that Yala, when she's moving out wide, she takes those little steps you would on a hard court. She doesn't slide. And sliding is such a big deal on clay. It helps you recover, right? If you slide into your shot and then you time it properly and then you can recover better, and it just is, you can balance better on the clay when you're sliding. Like, there's just so many, there's so many reasons why the best clay court players slide around. But she's just gone away from, she hasn't had to do that this match until now, and now she's not doing it. And even when she does do it, it's just really awkward because she'll slide after the shot, and that's not the point. Anyway, it's 40-15. And you'll see, who was doing, Kostruk was doing great last week sliding around. Watch her. For somebody who, moves on clay well, Kostruk last week was perfect. Even Potapova was really good. Fernandez, another one. One of these more what do you call it? Defensive types. But sliding after you hit the ball, there's not really any point. Sliding into the shot is the reason why you would slide. As we get a backhand for Frech off the line, that's just too good. It's 3-love Frech. What a turnaround. And I know I've spoken about this many times, but if you have any questions, let me know. Cam, actually, I was reading some reports. They were stating that the conditions of these courts are difficult to slide for even experienced players. Well, yeah, I was noticing in the first set that Yala not sliding, maybe not a bad idea because the clay doesn't look as slippery, and maybe it's because of the weather, but it does look a bit chunky, which means that sliding, your feet get stuck, right? Because if you can have Zverev, right? Let's talk about Zverev's injury for a bit. When he was playing indoors in that Roland Garros sweat box, right? That sauna against Rafa, he goes to slide out wide and he rolls that ankle because the clay got real sticky. Now that can happen too. You can play on some clay that's chunky because it's got lots of moisture in it, or it's been raining a lot and it's really, really it's not slippery clay. And you can injure yourself if you don't slide, or if you do slide, right? But obviously most of the clay courts are made for sliding. But looking at this court and looking, maybe, and if you're not confident sliding, then yeah, sliding on this surface might be a little bit, like you might feel like it's a little too dangerous, right? So like the confidence, it'll be interesting when we watch later in the week, when we start watching those like real, proper clay court movers. We'll see how they move on this surface, because it does look it almost looks like the clay is like not even, it looks like it's kind of like there's not even that much clay, it looks like. Looks like it's a very thin layer. And then you're basically playing on rock. And sliding on that's probably not a good idea. But again, still, that's something that we've mentioned over and over again with Yala about the sliding on the clay and the movement on the clay. It's not going to take one clay season to get right. And it's also one of those, it's almost like a bad habit, because if you play on hard courts most of the time, sliding doesn't come naturally, but also like you've got to, it's almost like going to the net when you're not a good volleyer, or you don't feel comfortable at the net. You've got to force yourself to do it. You've got to do the thing that's uncomfortable. Sliding on clay is not comfortable for some, and Yala is one of those players. She's got to still attempt it, because it is going to benefit her long term if she wants to get better on this surface. All right, Frech with a beautiful backhand winner. As we love 15, Yala wins the point, I think. Yep, 15-all. That goes out by Frech. Have you tried watching actual tennis game cam? Like, have I been to a live match? Yeah. I've been to the Australian Open a bunch of times. 15-all. As the return goes into the backhand of Yala, forehand from Frech. Again to the backhand of Yala, moon ball. As Frech with a forehand again to the backhand of Yala on the stretch. Frech forehand again. Into the back of Yala. Frech forehand again. Into the back of Yala. Frech goes to the forehand up the line. It's in the net. 15-30. All right, chance for Yala to get one of the breaks back. Yala has been staying in Spain for almost a decade, but she cannot slide. Yeah, because there's actually hard courts in Spain as well. Spain isn't just like, it's not like South America where there's like mainly clay and you can't really play on hard courts. Like Europe have a lot of hard courts too. Indoor hard courts as well, which you would play in the winter months. You wouldn't go play on clay in the snow. You know what I mean? 30-15. Sorry, it's 30-15. My bad. 30-15. I'm reading the scores wrong. I swear they showed Frech was serving. Anyways, backhand to the forehand of Yala. Forehand from Frech goes to the backhand of Yala. Yala hits a great angled winner. 40-15. Yeah, I think there's this misconception that like, oh, well, look at Demonor as well, right? He lived in Spain forever. He's not a clay court beast. He's a hard court guy. He can play on clay, but he's not known for his clay court. Like, he's not, like, we don't look at Demon and go, oh, that guy should win Roland Garros. We're like, oh, he's a hard court guy, but he grew up in Spain, right? So it's not a guarantee that like, oh, well, you live here, so you must be good on clay. It's like, not if you don't play on the clay courts. You might go play on the hard courts. Am I from the UK? No, I'm from Australia. All right, Frech, it's a lovely winner, 40-30. But Demonor hasn't been in the Rafael Nadal Academy. But they're... Okay. We talk about this every single time we watch Yala, okay? We go watch one of the hundreds of streams we've done on Yala about Rafael Nadal Academy, all right? Come on. We're not going through this again. Every time. All right, serve. Into the forehand of Frech. Good return to the back of Yala. Frech forehand. Into the net. Yala on the board, 3-1. No bagel in this set. All right, 3-1. I think we also got to remember that Yala wasn't born at the Rafa Academy. She didn't live there and grow up there. She lived in the Philippines. She grew up in Philippines. She went to the Rafa Academy as a teenager, and then graduated after a few years. So it's not like she was born. Like, if you look at Dominic Thiem, for example, I think there's a documentary somewhere on the internet about Dominic Thiem. His parents were tennis coaches, or tennis players, tennis coaches. I think they owned an academy. Dominic Thiem grew up on an indoor clay court academy where his parents ran it. He's great. He made the French Open final. He should have won a French Open if Rafa wasn't around. Dominic Thiem is a clay guy. Alex Eala did not grow up at Rafa Academy. She went there as a teenager after she had established herself on hard courts in the Philippines, right? She didn't grow up on the clay in Philippines, right? She didn't move to Spain at 4 years old or 3 years old. She lived in the Philippines. Like, you know what I mean? So, again, I think people get confused that she went there like 3 years or whatever. Yeah, but what about the other time that she was not there? Right? I'm pretty sure she didn't go there when she was like 8. Pretty sure. Anyways, it doesn't really matter if she went there or not, because at the end of the day, she's still she's not moving well on clay, so we've got to talk about it. I love 30. Chance for Yala to break back here. Love 30. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Yala played on clay on shells at courts. Is that confirmed though? Because I'm sure they have hard courts in the Philippines too. Second serve, Frech. As the return goes into the forehand of Frech. Forehand to the backhand of Frech. We get a forehand again from Yala. Frech with the backhand on the stretch. Goes long. Love 40. Yala to break back. She played on shell courts and hard courts. Yeah. Love 40. I've never played on a shell court, so I don't know if they're like clay or if they're more like concrete. But whenever I go to the Philippines, I might have to go play on a shell court and see what it's like. As with a backhand slice from Yala, that goes short. Frech with a forehand winner, and it's 15-41 saved. She grew up playing on shell courts in Quezon City, old capital Philippines. Okay. I haven't seen that interview with the players box. I'll have to watch it. 15-40, still break point for Yala. There's a serve out wide, the back of Yala. Frech comes in and hits a winner. 30-40. But yeah, look. At the end of the day, all of those, she played on shells. She went to this academy, blah, blah. It doesn't change the fact that she struggles to slide on clay. So it doesn't really help. It doesn't really fix the problem by saying, well, she used to do this. It's like, okay. As Frech gets the deuce, that goes out by Yala. You know what I mean? Well, that's fine. If you're saying like, oh, well, she should be good on clay, or she should, because of those factors, yeah, maybe she should be better on clay, or she should be able to move on clay better because of those things. But she's not. So she'll need to learn those things or get out of the habit of not applying the slide. It's not easy. Chat, you go play on clay and you go play on a clay court and slide. It's not easy. Even if you just slide down don't do it because you'll get injured. But if you go slide down your floorboards at home in socks, try and do that and then hit a ball at the same time. Like, that's what sliding on clay is like. It's like wearing socks on floorboards, right, or on wood, and you're at a gym, like on a basketball court, and you slide, not on a concrete one, not on an indoor basketball court, right? You're sliding in socks, and then you've got to try and hit a ball. Like, that's the movements as the Yala breaks back. We're back on serve. Like, that's as close as I can think of. Or like wearing shoes on ice and trying to slide on like ice surface, right? Maybe not as slippery as ice, but definitely similar, like that's the movement, right? You're going to try and move, and then you've got to hit the ball in motion. That's the slide. It's not easy. Definitely isn't natural either. Definitely isn't a natural thing to do when you're used to running and stopping and hitting the ball, with your feet planted, right? Anyways, let's move on from this because I feel like I've been talking about Yala sliding on clay for years. But we're back on serve. Yala was up love 40, so it's good that she got the break there because it was getting a bit sketchy. All right. Yala with the break back. Still 3-2. All right, let me have a look at some of the other results here. So Penko is up a set and 5. Geez, she's up 6-love 5-1. Penko? Okay. Penko's got plans to go somewhere else. Also, Marijan Kopriva won the first. Baez won the first against Brooksby. As Frech gets to love 15. And then, Korneva and Udvardy. Udvardy won the first set, and Korneva is 2-0 in the second. All right, love 15. Serve again. Serving to the forehand of Frech. Forehand now from Yala. Goes wide. Love 30. Love 30. Why the coach of Yala haven't told Alex to slide on clay? Why? Thought Rafa coach our expert, but look until now. Yeah, look, I don't want to keep going into this thing. I feel like we're on a loop. And I do it every stream, and it's annoying. All right. Forehand. Up the line is in the net from Yala. It's love 40. Like you can ask me why Rafa Nadal didn't personally coach Yala on clay. I can't tell you because I don't work there. But at the end of the day, we're here. Love 40, this is the reality. So, yeah. Also, remember that clay tennis isn't like crucial to your year. Like, there's plenty of players that don't do well on clay, and look at Fritz. He's a top 10 guy, still hasn't played one clay match yet, unless he played in Houston. But I mean, you don't have to have clay. You don't have to have clay tennis, good clay tennis, to be a top player. As with a slice from Frech in the forehand of Yala. Forehand again from Frech in the backhand of Yala. Frech goes with the forehand again to the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. Yala with the backhand again to the forehand of Frech up the line. Yala forehand goes cross court. Frech there with the backhand up the line for a winner. What a shot. All right, 4-2. We've got a match now. 4-2. 4-2. Penko and Nisimova second round. Ooh, that is fight, especially with the Nisimova no clay tennis. Penko, that's crazy. That is a crazy matchup. 4-2. Frech gets a break again. All right. 4-2. As Frech serves. into the forehand of Yala. Forehand now from Frech into the forehand of Yala. Frech slice. Yala forehand cross court. Frech with the backhand lob. In comes Yala. Puts away the volley. Love 15. Yeah, Nisimov hasn't played. Yeah, Penko, I mean, that could be a 50-50. It could be a 50-50. By the way, chat, we're almost at 600 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to sub as well if you haven't already. All right, as the return goes into the drop shot of Frech, and Frech hits a lovely drop shot again. Gee, she has got such great drop shots. She's hit some really good ones today. Beautiful shot. $15. Oh, Monica Seles didn't slide on clay one French 3 times. Really? Is that true? That's crazy. All right, good serve from Frech, and it's 30-15. Yala thinks it's wide. The umpire can't come out of the chair because it's Hawkeye activated. It did look close. The umpire is not allowed to come out of the chair and check. Yala thinks that maybe the ball was not on the line like Hawkeye suggested. Anyway, it's 30-15. That's Frech serves again. The winner of this plays Wong, and the winner of this plays Wong, and Wong is not really a clay player, so this is a good opportunity for both these players to get to a third round here potentially. A bit of forehand from Frech into the forehand of Yala. Frech with the backhand on the stretch, sliced. Yala forehand up the line. Frech gets it back with a forehand down the line winner. What a shot! 40-15. Crazy shot. All right. Let's go to 5-2. The tennis ball came back. Yep. If you hit the like button, the tennis ball appears again. 40-15. As Frech serves again. And Frech with a great serve. All right. She's up 5-2. 5-2 Frech in the second. All right. Yeah, I was going to serve to stay in the set. 1 hour played. Yep. Marijan 4-all against with Kapriva. 4 games with 4 breaks in 4 games. That's awkward. Marijan's second set has a break. Yeah, they've broken each other a lot there. Yala versus Park's Deja Vu. Well, we're not there yet. We'll see how the third, if we get to a third, because there's only 1 break. Yala did get the break back at 3-love. By the way, there's a lot of people coming in after this. Where were these people in the first set when Yala won 6-love? I feel like a lot of people are starting. I'm so surprised that people are showing up when Yala loses. It's weird. That's crazy. Oh my God. People are like, oh, she's going to lose first round again. Wow. Welcome back. Freya's definitely changed her game, though. She stopped the errors. She's made Yala move more, too, which she wasn't doing, or she was trying to do in the first set, but she couldn't hit the spots. But now we've got a real match. Momentum and Fresh side. Yeah. We'll see what happens, though, because as we saw in the first set, momentum could swing violently. All right. Here we go. Yala serving to stay in the set. She has to hold here. Keep things pressure on Frech. All right, 5-2. As the return goes into the backhand of Yala, Frech with the backhand up the line. Winner. Jeez, she is hitting so much better than the first set. Love 15. All right, love 15 as Yala serves again. And Frech hits it out in the return. 15-0. Just after work in the Philippines. So Filipinos coming in now. What, in the chat or in the stadium? Definitely more people there than there was at the start of the match. All right, so we're backhand now to the forehand of Frech. Backhand from Yala again. The forehand of Frech. Up the line. Oh, sorry, cross court into the backhand of Yala. Yala on the net, 15-30. All right. Frech might take this second set with a break. And then the third set. Yala's going to have to get some momentum at the start. Oh, Manarino's still playing first set. That's not a surprise. 1 hour first set for him, yeah. Hey, Kim, are you losing weight? Like accidentally, maybe. Anyways, forehand into the backhand of Frech. Good slice into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a backhand slice. Drop shot winner. She got 2 set points. Her drop shots. 15-40. Great drop shot from Frech. All right. Frech to take the second set. Yala serves. Into the forehand of Frech. Up the line to the forehand of Yala. Back to the forehand of Frech. Yala backhand. Again to the forehand of Frech. Up the line to the forehand of Yala. Frech on the stretch. Gets it back to the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand up the line. Yala goes back down the line. Frech with a slice. As we got a forehand now from Yala. Frech with a slice. Backhand. Yala with a drop shot winner. That's one save. 30-40. All right, 30-40. One saved. Still set point for Frech to take the second. First is a fold to Yala. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Frech. Good return. Yala gets it back with the forehand. Frech backhand again to the forehand of Yala, who shanks it. Goes in though. Frech forehand goes to the backhand of Yala. Into the forehand of Frech. It's Yala with the backhand on the stretch. Frech forehand up the line. Yala's going to get there with a slice. Frech with a drop shot. It's in the nets. Oh man, that would have been a winner for sure had it gone this much higher. And Yala survives. Deuce. Jeez. I mean, she didn't really need to go for that drop shot. She could have probably hit a backhand. It would have just been effective. But, I mean, the drop shot's been working well. She missed that one, though. Deuce. All right, Yala serves again. 2 set points saved. Who's Sinner facing in the second round? A guy who is named Mikkelsen or Ovner. One of those two. As Frech hits it wide. And Yala gets advantage to hold and make Frech serve for the set. All right, Yala serves. Into the forehand of Frech. Return goes to the forehand of Yala. Frech with a forehand to the forehand again of Yala. Frech with a slice. Yala forehand inside out. Frech gets it back with a forehand up the line. It lands in. Yala puts up a moon ball. As Frech with a forehand again to the forehand of Yala. Into the back of Frech on the stretch. Goes wide. And Yala holds. Saving 2 set points. Frech is going to serve for this second set. All right. Tough hold. Hopefully Frech's not thinking about that drop shot she missed that could have won her the set. All right. All right, 5-3. Watching from Manila, Philippines. Hey, what's up? By the way, chat, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. We're almost at 700 likes. Thanks for joining us. 5-3. As Frech serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a backhand to the backhand of Yala. Into the forehand of Frech as Yala backhand again. To the forehand of Frech up the line. Yala gets there with a forehand on the stretch. Goes long. 15 love. All right, 15 love. As it backhand up the line to the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand up the line. Yala goes back down the line. Frech stays up with a slice. Yala forehand again. Frech with a slice again on the stretch. Goes long. All right, 15-0. Jumho won the first set in 6-4 in 64 minutes. That's yuck. I'm glad we're not watching that one. That sounds brutal. All right, 15-0. Serve out wide the backhand of Yala. Moonball goes up. Frech on the attack. Goes back behind Yala. Smart. Shot on the forehand. 30-15. As Frech serves again. A fault second serve. Yala standing inside the baseline. As Frech serves. A let. You know Yala's going to attack this second serve. She is so ready to hit a return winner. Second serve. Into the forehand of Yala up the line in the net. Oh, she had the shot too. 40-15. Frech with another set point. Please don't put scores in the chat. Appreciate it. All right, 40-15. Magdalena Frech to take the second. She serves. Down the 10 ace. That's a great way to finish. All right. We're going 3, baby. First match. Well, actually, yesterday we went 3 as well. 2 and 2. We've gone 3. All right. 43 minutes for that second set as well. All right. Yala's going to serve first in the third. But we're going 3. And Frech has got some momentum back. Are they going to show the stats now? I think they just not got the stats working for their broadcast. All right. Lynette breaks at 5-3. Oh, so she's coming back as well. So everybody who got bageled from Poland is coming back in the second. Oh, no, she got broken. Oh, Lynette's about to lose. Oh, okay, my bad. Also, Kapriva's about to get the break against Marijan. Also, Zhang versus Altmaier. Winner plays Zverev, right? Zhang is winning. So Triple Z versus Zverev, second round, potentially. Also, the sun's come out, so that's nice. There is supposed to be rain later in the day, but so far, so good. All right, we are going 3. Cam is happy when we're going 3, and so I love 3-setters. Hell yeah. WTA is not great with the stats though. Yeah. I think because this is on court 4, they also just don't have. I don't even think they have commentators on this. I can't really hear, but I don't even think they have a commentator for this match because it's on court 4. So this is not like center court. You got center court, court 2, and court 3, and then this court's like the outside courts. So I guess for first round of a 1,000, they just don't have the same, they don't have the commentators. They don't have someone sitting there the whole time. They don't have the stats, right? They just don't they don't do all that stuff for these, smaller matches, right? But yeah. I have heard commentators pop in every now and again, but I don't think they're sitting there for every point like they do on the center court. There is one commentator. Okay, I can hear every now and again someone talking, but it's really randomly. It's almost like once a game. Maria wins 6-love 6-3. There you go. Does she play Sabalenka or no? She plays Castella, and then winner by Castella, Maria, Krejcikova, Sabalenka. What a crazy lineup that is. And the winners all play each other. All right. Maria's been an underdog for a minute. Yeah, she's 36? She just has a different style of game, right? She has that slicey style that is so different to most players. So yeah. Raducanu's out. What's the reason? She's still recovering from the illness she had a couple of over the last couple of weeks. So she's still not fit, 100% fit for that to play. All right, I think one of the players went to the bathroom. That's what we're waiting for. But here we go. Yala serving first in the second. Sorry, in the third. We're in the third. Now, here we go. Who's winning the final set, chat? Yala did gain a little momentum towards the end there. But she needs to get off to a better start here. Got to hold serve first game. 15-love. As Yala serves again. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. As Yala double faults. 15-0. By the way, Chad, I watched a movie yesterday called Zathura. Actually pretty good. 15-0. Serve to the forehand of Frech. Backhand out from Yala to the forehand of Frech. As Yala backhand again to the forehand of Frech on the stretch. Yala with the forehand cross court. Frech doing all the running. Slice goes up. In comes Yala with a backhand. Frech puts up another lob. And then Yala with a smash. Frech with a pass. Yala with a half volley in the net. Good defense by the Polish player. It's 15-30. Good defense. Movie came unlocked, yeah. All right, 15-30. It was like Space Jumanji. It's the best way I could describe it. Jumanji in space. All right, 15-30. As Yala serves again. Serverlet. Good movie. Looking forward to Nolan's version of Odyssey. Yeah, totally different movie. But totally different Totally different, but yes. Space Jumanji goes crazy. It is pretty good. As Yala says, a fault second serve. Second serve, Yala. Oh, double fault. 2 double faults in the game. All right. Yala in trouble. 15-40. Frech to get the break. First game of the final set. All right, 15-40. Kopriva wins. Ooh. He's on a bit of a tear. I should have picked him in my team. Backhand into the forehand of Frech. Backhand now from Yala again. The forehand of Frech. Yala backhand on the stretch. Frech in control here as Yala with the backhand again. Frech forehand goes up the middle. Into the forehand of Yala. Frech with the forehand cross court. Yala gets with the backhand. Into the forehand of Frech again. Yala backhand is wide. There's the break. First game of the third. Frech, 1-love. Frech has made adjustments. Yeah, so if you're coming in here and you're wondering what the hell's going on. My name's Cam. We watch tennis. We're just kind of chilling. First set. Yala played very solid. She didn't have to move much though. Frech couldn't make her move. So Yala was dominating the baseline rally. She was standing on the baseline. She was the one dictating points. But Frech did throw in a lot of errors. Second set, Frech tightened it up, stopped giving errors away, but more importantly, started to make Yala move. And once Yala started to move on this clay court, she's not comfortable moving on the clay. That caused Yala to make mistakes, and also it gave confidence for Frech, who then started hitting winners, which she wasn't doing in the first set at all. She was making everything she go for a winner, she'd miss it. So she just dialed it down a bit, wasn't so aggressive Frech in the second set, started to get some confidence, started to get some more consistency, and that changed the set. And now the momentum's gone to Frech, and Yala is kind of losing her confidence in a little bit more, she's making more errors now than she was in the first two sets. Love 15 though, Frech in the net. So that's where we're at the moment. It's been a very strange score, but it's also been like the momentum swing has been like if Frech was playing, if she wasn't going for so much in the first set and making all those errors, the first set should have been a lot closer than 6-love. It's just that she was throwing so many points away. Love 15. As Frech serves again. Into the backhand of Yala. Return goes in the forehand of Frech. Yala backhand into the forehand of Frech again. Up the line of the forehand of Yala. Frech with a forehand cross court. Yala's there with the backhand. Frech forehand again. Is on the corner and Yala hits it wide. Yala thinks it's wide. That was very, very close, but it landed in apparently. Hawkeye said in. 15 all. 15 all. Serve again from Frech. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Yala. Good return. Frech with a slice. As Yala forehand on the attack again. Frech gets it back. Yala forehand cross court. Frech backhand goes long. 15-30. Doesn't feel like this match is going to be... It's going to be back and forth, I think. Breaks, and maybe a lot of breaks in this final set. All right, 15-30. Don't know if you already talked about it, but is this boycott thing serious or just something to scare the slams into upping the money? Yeah, good question. We did talk about it. It's a weird subject to understand, especially from fan point of view, because like at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes as much as the players in the tournaments do, right? As Yala hits a return long 30-all. But we talked about it yesterday. I think the only way they're going to be able to get this done, if a boycott's going to happen, they need a lot of players to agree. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get, like on the WTA side, they need a lot of players that will need to agree. And tennis is individual sports. It's very hard to get everybody to agree on the same thing. Especially if players that, like, outside the top 20 who don't think they're going to make it to the finals anyway, you know, I mean, they do get affected. If they lose second round, they'll get more pay if they do up the prize money overall anyway. But yeah, it's a weird thing. As that goes into the backhand of Yala hits it out. It's 40-30. I have to do a little bit more research on it too, because I've only heard Sabalenka talk about it in a quote. And I've only heard a little bit about Gauff talking about it as well. But yeah, I think it's more, you know what? It's more of a wait and see as well. But I don't think anyone's boycotting the French or Wimbledon. It's too, like, that's not going to happen. But it'll be interesting. Rebecca also said she would agree. Okay. Interesting. As it is served another back end of Yala in the net. Frech holds. 2-love. She consolidates the break. Yeah, it's a tricky one, though, because, like I said yesterday, on the men's side, if you can get Sinner, Djokovic, and Zverev and Alcaraz to boycott a slam, that will do a lot of damage. That will cause a massive ripple, right? But on the women's side, if Sabalenka, Raducanu, and Gauff pull out, you've still got Swiatek, Pegula, and Islamova to take their place as the top three, right? So on the women's side, you're going to have like the top 50 or the top 20 not playing before it actually makes it feel like, oh, this is a slam that has been compromised, right? But on the men's side, it's going to take less players to agree for it to make an impact. And plus, also, you know, I'm not sure. I know the revenue split obviously is 50-50 for men and women in the prize money, but I don't know what the numbers are, how different the numbers are for men and women's tennis in slams, because they didn't really give out that stuff. But obviously having no Sinner, no Alcaraz, no Djokovic would probably make the biggest dent possible. You know, even if you lost the best women's players, you know, if Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic are still playing, people are still going to watch those slams, right? So they need both sides of the tour to do the damage, right? You know, and especially those guys, because those three guys are the guys that everybody watches. If those three guys don't play, and Zverev's number one, people still watch it, but it's also like not the same, right? I mean, look at the 1000s. When they don't have those three guys play, even 1000s don't feel as big, right? So yeah, but it's one of those things for us. We just got to wait and see, because, like, I mean, it's such a, like, it doesn't really affect us, except for the fact if it does affect us with who we can watch. Anyways, love 30. Let's get back to this, and then we can discuss in the break. As we're backing up the line from Yala, that's a winner, 15-30. The only way it affects us is that we don't get to see our favorite players if they decide to boycott, right? But it doesn't affect, like, the prize money doesn't affect us. The battle between slams and players, that doesn't really affect fans, except for that, you know, it might affect us. Like, if they have to up the prize money, they might up the ticket price, but the tickets are so expensive anyway. So I mean, like, how far are they going to go? But it'll be interesting to see if anything comes of it. As with a 4-1 winner from Yala, 30-0. It's interesting to see what comes of it, you know. All right, Yala has to hold here. 30-0. But yeah, but it's going to take like a joint effort from every player to make a difference. Like, it's not good if some players say yes and some don't. It might just be one of those. It might be like Wimbledon 73, where, you know, it still had a lot of good players playing. As with a 4 on the stretch from Frech, in comes Yala with a backhand. Frech with a lob, but Yala's going to hit the forehand for a winner. 40-30 Yala. All right, 40-30. As Yala serves again. Is a fault, second serve. All right, second serve. As the return goes in, the front of Yala. Frech with a backhand into the slice of Yala. Frech forehand cross court. Yala gets with a backhand slice. Frech forehand up the line is a winner, and we get to deuce. All right, Yala still struggling. All right, deuce. Yala serves again. Into the backhand of Frech. Return goes long. Advantage Yala. That was a free point for sure. All right, serve again. Yala to get on the board here. Final set. As Frech returns it deep into the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand. Again to the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. Into the forehand of Yala. Good depth of shot from both players as Yala goes up the line with a forehand. Frech with a slice on the stretch. Yala with a drive volley, but it goes long. Just didn't get in the right position, Yala, and had to hit it off balance. All right. Back to deuce. It's embarrassing watching Yala play this level and lose all the time. I mean, it's not that. She's playing someone who's the same rank as her, and it's 3 sets. I mean, I don't think it's this, like, it's not that embarrassing or that bad. All right, deuce. Serve again. Into the forehand of Frech. Backhand from Yala to the forehand of Frech. Yala backhand again. Into the forehand of Frech on the stretch. Yala backhand up the line. That's a good shot. Advantage Yala. Advantage Yala to get on the board. All right, serve again, Yala. Here's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Frech. Frech in the net. All right, Yala's on the board, 2-1. Why raise the prize money at all? They're all multimillionaires. I mean, not the players outside the top 50. No, it's not about raising the prize money. So that's what I was just saying. I'm like, that's the reason the players, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I've only seen a couple of things about it, but I believe the reason that they're raising the prize money, they're not raising the prize money. The reason why the players are talking boycotts is because they're not getting a big enough slice of the current revenue. It's not about the players, asking for more prize money. Well, it is, but it's not just that. It's about them getting a bigger cut of the revenue of tennis. So they might only be getting like 5% of what a Grand Slam gets. They think they should be getting more, which is fair enough. I mean, they are the product. Without the players, you don't have much of a tournament, right? I mean, it's impossible to play a tennis tournament with no players. So they are only getting a smaller chunk, and they believe they should be getting like half or whatever it is, right? I don't know exactly if they've said any numbers, but you know what I mean? So it's not about raising the prize money, but it is. It's about getting more prize money, but it's not because they've made lots of money, they don't deserve any more money. It's more about, well, how much of a Grand Slam's revenue is attributed to the players? Like, how much does the players matter? And does it only matter 10%? Does it matter 15? Does it matter 30? Does it matter 50? You know what I mean? So that's the dispute I think that's going on. That's from what I can tell. I have to do more research on it. It's only just come to my attention yesterday when somebody asked about the Sabalenka thing. It's about share of revenue. Yeah. And the tennis, tournaments are talking about best attendance all time, and tennis tournaments seem to be doing, or the Grand Slams seem to be doing better and better every year. And the prize money does go up. Oh, here, have an extra, 100,000. Here, have another, the prize money is going up, but not at the same rate. But also, again, players believing that, well, if you don't have us here, you're not making that much money, right? I mean, yeah, fans will pay for the tickets, but not if we're not there. So that's what they're that's what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to get more. They believe they deserve more. Because they are the product. The Grand Slams are pull in people, but also the players are pretty important, right? Anyways, Yala with a forehand. And the backhand goes in the net by Frech, 15-all. And it does go across the board. So it's the best players in the world are talking about it, right? Sabalenka, Raducanu, Gauff. And they will go from winning a Grand Slam, whatever it is. Let me just throw out numbers, right? Let's say they get 4 million, but then they'll end up getting 15 million, right? But it also has a trickle effect. So if the players get a bigger slice of that revenue, the lower first round losses will get you a hell of a lot more as well, right? And the qualies will get more, right? So everything will go up. All the players will benefit. It's not just the top. It's not just the player who wins gets the excess, right? If it's 15% and it goes to 20%, that 5% spreads out along everybody, right? It's not just the number one or the best player gets the winner gets everything, all the rest, right? Does that make sense? At least that, again, that's how I'm thinking that it's going. 30-15. So the backhand into the forehand of Frech. Forehand now from Yala to the forehand of Frech. As Yala forehand goes cross court, the backhand of Frech. Drop shot's good. Yala gets there though. Oh, but she missed it. Just missed it wide, Yala. 40-15. 40-15. But the revenue should go to lower tournaments too. Yeah, but the thing is, the Australian Open, Wimbledon, US Open, French Open, why would they give money to other tournaments? They're not going to be oh yeah, we'll donate some of our money to a smaller event. The ATP and the Grand Slams are two different things. So it's and the WTA are two different things. So it's not about the Grand Slam should it should filter down to 250s. They're not even related. They're totally different people. They're totally different, run by totally different organizations. Yala hits a return wide, 3-1. So there's no the Grand Slam should their revenue shouldn't go to the players. It should go to the 250s and 500s. That's not even a factor. They're not even connected, right? Yeah, it's only boycotting the slams. That's what the players will be talking about. It's not about the ATP and WTA. They're not talking about those two. These tournaments here are going to have the best players. This is not. They're not disputing these tournaments. They're disputing the slams, right? At least again, from what I've gathered from small bits, that's what they're only going for. Because the slams are not the same as the WTA. They're two different organizations. They're run they run differently. They're not the same thing. So they're not connected with. They're only same as the players that play them. All right, 3-1. Is it a 4 on the stretch from Frech? Yala with a drop shot. Nice. 15-love. By the way, the Hurkacz match will be coming on after this, but we'll wait for this match to be done and then we'll get to that one. All right, Yala, 15-love. She's only down one break. She did get a couple of breaks. Well, she got a break back in that second set. She wasn't able to get the second one. Wasn't able to get all of them back. All right, 15-love. Yala serves again. As a default second serve. Serve goes in the forehand of Frech, and Frech hits a return winner, 15-all. If the top players were advocating for lower-ranked players, as you explained, the percentage increase to distribute evenly, but the players really don't need the increase. Top players don't need the increase. Yeah, but I mean, I get it. I can tell that you've got this kind of a little bit of you're not a fan of rich people making money, and I that's fine. All right, I get Aryana Sabalenka, does she need the extra pay, the pay rise? Probably not. She lives a great life probably, and she has whatever. But it's it's not really about that. It's about how much the tennis players, for now and to the future, right? It's not just the players now. It's for the future too. how much are they worth to a tournament? You know, it's more about that. How much do players make? Like, how much? It's not about how much they make. Like, oh, millions making, 5 to 10 million now. Oh, now they're making 20 million. It's not really about the millions. Like, don't get caught up in the prize money. It's more about how much do the players bring to a slam? That's what it should be about. And then and yes, the big players talking about it is obviously, millionaires talking about making more millions, but you shouldn't focus on that part and don't get stuck on that part because it does affect everybody who plays those tournaments, right? And Sabalenka's, she's talking, obviously about her position, but it also is adjacent to the players that are playing the qualies at 200 in the world too. Like, it will affect them as well. But if they say something, they're not going to get heard like Sabalenka, right? So this is good for all the players. Don't get hung up on like, oh, well, the top players making more money. They don't need it. It's not about them. It affects every player. But unfortunately, the person who's 150 in the world who says something about this is not going to get any traction, right? Because, that's the sad reality, right? But that's good that the best players are talking about it because then things might change. But it's more about players getting, again, I'll watch that Andy Roddick thing and I'll do some more research, but it's about players getting a bigger percentage of revenue as a whole. Because they are the product. We don't watch tennis because of the tournaments. We watch them because of the players. Otherwise, we wouldn't go to other tournaments. We wouldn't watch other tournaments if Alcaraz was there. We watch Alcaraz play a 250 because it's Alcaraz, not because it's, a tournament. Like, the players are the face of the... We only watch Wimbledon. Wimbledon's probably the only one that can get away with being Wimbledon. And, they literally... They've had a boycott and they also banned people from not playing. So, like, Wimbledon's the only one that can get away with being Wimbledon and still attracting viewers, right? Or still attracting people to the tournament, on TV in the stadium. But I think most of the other tournaments, if you don't have those players playing, people aren't going to watch. You can't, the tournaments are not, they are not the brand. They are not the priority. The players are the priority. So they should be getting more, right? They should be getting a bigger slice. Makes sense in my head. Wimbledon's the only one that I think could bank off being Wimbledon. The other slams, it's going to be very hard to sell a Grand Slam with no Sinner, Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sabalenka, Swiatek, Gauff, Raducanu. Like, that's going to be a very tough sell to be like, yeah, by the way, it's still a Grand Slam, and everyone's going to make jokes. Oh, this feels like a 250. It's not going to... Again, it's just a watch this space, though. I completely with your point. I guess I was more just questioning the top play. Yeah. I just don't like it when people get stuck on like, rich people complaining about money, and it's like, that's not really the point. Not in this situation. Yeah, I get it. Like, if somebody was like, hey, I want to get 10 million. Screw everyone else, you'd be like, okay, that's crazy. But it's for the good of the entire tennis playing community, right? Again, I'll do a little bit more. I might do some. Well, after the Hurkacz match, I'll do some more. And like find some, like see what the players have actually said as well, and read everything. You're going in circles, Cam. I'm on a loop. Back to the match. Love 15. Moving on. No more questions about that. Yala sliding and potential boycotts are off the table. As with a slice. Goes wide by Frech and is love 30. All right. We've got a real match now. Here we go. Frech getting a little bit nervous. Understandably. Love 30. Get that early break. It can be a burden. Love 30. So to the forehand of Yala backing now from Frech into the back of Yala. Frech with a forehand. Getting the back of Yala. Frech is getting a little bit safe. Yala on the attack. Hits a forehand winner. Yeah, Frech was like, I'm not going to hit it to the lines. And Yala's like, well, if you don't make me move, I'm going to hit a winner. Love 40. Yala to get back on serve in this final set. Love 40. As Frech serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Yala, return. Into the back of Frech, up the line. Yala with the back on the stretch. Frech with a forehand. Into the forehand of Yala on the stretch. Cross court in the net from Yala, and it's 15-40. I think that should tell Frech, like, oh, wow, I should probably be aggressive. If I sit back and just wait, she's not going to make errors that way. You got to make Yala make errors. Got to make her move. Who's Yala's next opponent? So the winner of this will take on Wong in the second round. That'll be on Friday. You got to make Yala run on this surface. If you hit it straight down the middle to her, she's going to love that, and she will attack you, and you'll run. Good serve down the tee. Yala gets it back. Frech with a forehand into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a slice is going to go wide, and Yala breaks back. All right, 3-all. We're back on serve. 3-3. All right. 33 minutes played, by the way. This is longer than the first set. All right, back to Yala. We're back on serve. And momentum shifted again. Serving to the forehand of Frech. Return goes the backhand of Yala. Frech with a backhand. Into the backhand of Yala as Frech forehand again. Into that Yala backhand. Frech forehand again. Yala goes up the line with the backhand, but it's long. And it's love 15. Elizabeth.
Good luck, Alexandra Eala.
Hey, thank you for the donation. Love 15. First serve's a fault. Second serve. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Return into the back of Yala. Forehand now from Frech. As Yala back in on the stretch. Frech with a forehand. Up the line. Yala gets on the stretch again. Frech forehand cross court. Yala's doing a lot of running. Frech in control. She hits a forehand up the line. Yala's there with a forehand of her own. Frech forehand again up the line. Yala gets on the stretch and eventually hits a winner. Wow. Both ladies just going forehand line. And then eventually Yala hits it in the corner. 15-all. Solid rally by both. Yeah, they both were trying to wrong foot each other down the line, but Yala got the last laugh. Great shot. All right, 15-all. As Yala serves again. Into the backhand of Frech. Return goes into the forehand of Yala. Frech with a forehand cross court. Yala gets there with the backhand. Frech up the line. Yala's going to get there with a forehand back up the line again. Now cross court from Frech. Yala backhand down the line. Slice goes up from Frech. And Yala with a forehand down the line winner. And shakes her fist. 30-15. By the way, chat, if Yala wins this, is it her best clay win ever? By ranking? Maybe. Let me have a look. Because we didn't talk about that at the start of the match. Because we know Yala's clay court tennis hasn't been her favorite thing. She beat Sharenko, who was 41 in the world, in Madrid 2 years ago. But this would be her second biggest clay court victory of all time. And she's lost to 5 players in the top 30. Sorry, 6 players in the top 30, and 3 of those have been this year. So, I mean, not bad. But this would be her second biggest win of all time on clay. By ranking. 40-15. All right, 40-15. Yala to take the lead. Serve to the forehand of Frech into the forehand of Yala. Frech with the forehand. Crossed into the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. Up the line. That's a winner, 40-30. Great shot. All right, 40-30. Serve again. Yala to go to 4-3 here in this final set. Serve. Into the corner, Frech. Return. Goes wide. Yala's got the lead. 4-3 final set. 4-3 Yala. All right. Chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Come on. We're almost there. Do I watch soccer? No, but up the Arsenal. Let's go. We're going to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Cam, you don't seem happy when Frech wins a point. That's crazy because I'm like... I don't know why that's crazy. I did pick Yala in 3. You didn't watch Arsenal yesterday? I did. After streams, I kept it on. And, yeah, it was a good win. All right, Frech has got to hold here. She gets broken, Yala serves for the match. Has to hold. The momentum is on Yala's side. Big time. When Yala aims for the corners and the line, she wins most of the points. Yeah, she's got great precision. She's got great precision. All right, here we go. Back to Frech, who's going to try and level this match again. But it has not been easy for either player to get away in this final set. But it ain't over yet. Let's see what happens next. Winner of this plays Wong, who is one of the top seeds or the top 30 seeds. So she's not going to be an easy player to play for either of these ladies. But Wong doesn't have the greatest clay court tennis record either. So the winner of this will like their chances in that second round. And then Raducanu potentially in the third round. All right, here we go. Frech serving. Yala has the lead, 4-3. As Frech serves a fault, second serve. By the way, crowd has definitely appeared now. There are a lot of people in there. Maybe they were just not, maybe they just got there late. Maybe that's what it was. People just were sleeping in. Backhand return. Into the forehand of Frech. Up the line to the forehand of Yala. Frech backhand. Into the backhand slice of Yala. Frech forehand up the line. That's a good shot. Yala gets it with a slice, but it's long. 15 love. 15 love. All right, serve again from Frech. Frech serves. Into the backhand of Yala. Frech with the backhand to the forehand of Yala. Frech forehand cross court. Yala's there with the backhand. Frech forehand up the line. Yala's going to get it with a slice again. Lands in. Frech backhand, forehand to the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand up the line as Yala's back in the rally. Now Frech in trouble. Backhand goes up. Yala comes in and puts a forehand cross court. Frech with a slice again. Yala comes in with a backhand. Cross court winner. Great defense. Turned offense from Yala. And it's 15-0. Great turnaround from Yala there. All right, 15-0. All right, serve again. Here's a fault, second serve. Yala misses the backhand in the net. She was going after it again, missed it. All right, 30-15. As Frech serves again. There's a great serve. All right, 40-15. Lovely serve by Frech. All right, to level this final set. Uh, 40-15. As a return there by Yala. Okay. Frech holds, and it's 4-all final set. Remember, winner of this plays Wong on Friday. All right, how we doing, chat? By the way, chat, I'm going to ask, where are we watching from? Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm in Australia. It's 9 o'clock at night. We are watching Hurkacz after this. So if you are a Frech fan, stick around. We're going to be watching Hubie Hurkacz. If you're an Yala fan, stick around because we're going to be watching more tennis. And if you're a fan of neither of these players, stick around because why not? What else are you going to do? Go back to work? Come on. It's Wednesday. Basically the weekend. Double fold Yala. It's basically Saturday. Come on now. Nobody does anything on Wednesdays, do they? Love 15. We've got Chicago, Melbourne, India, Madrid, London, Minnesota, Philippines in the house. As Yala serves again. A fault second serve. We've got Virginia, Indonesia. We've got Manila, Honolulu, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Denmark. So to serve now the corner, Frech. Good return. Yala on the stretch. Hits it in. And then Frech goes up the line. Yala backhand cross court. Good defense from Yala. And she hits it backhand again on the stretch. Frech with a forehand up the line. Yala forehand on the stretch again. She comes back in the rally now, Yala. This would be a great pickup, but she overhits the backhand. Oh, it was great defense from Yala up until that last shot. But Frech gets the point. Love 30. We got Poland in the house. What's up? We've got Sri Lanka, Rome. All right, love 30. Josh.
We pretend to work on Wednesdays.
Thank you for the donation. All right, backhand winner from Yala, 15-30. Thank you for the 2. Yala trying to stay in front in this final set. Welcome, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Cam, and I've been watching tennis for a long time, but also been doing this thing for 8 years now. This is like coming up to our 8th year of doing streams. How did that happen? So long. Forehand goes up the line from Yala. That's a great shot. Frech gets back with a slice, but Yala's going to come in and put away the forehand. 30. Oh, big points now. Serves are needed. 30 all. It has been a roller coaster final set. 30 all. As Yala serves again. Into the corner, Frech. Good return. Yala with the backhand. Again to the corner, Frech. Yala backhand again. Oh, it goes wide. She just pushed it wide. And it's 30-40 break point for the Polish player. 30-40. Break point for Frech to break and serve for this match. But Yala is serving. Yala with a serve. Oh, there's a fault. Second serve. This is a massive point. Second serve. Down the tee. Frech with a return. Great return. Yala backhand. Goes in and Frech hits it long. Oh, man. Frech had the point. She knows she had the point. She's like, how did I miss that shot? All right. Yala gets the deuce. God, Frech had everything she needed to. She had the break point chance. She had the second serve. She had the backhand. She couldn't take it. Is that the opportunity gone?
$60 on this, but here we are go, Frech.
Hey, thank you, Joshua, for the 2. As we get a forehand again from Frech. That's into the backhand of Yala. Frech on the attack. Missed it wide. And the racket goes bouncing. Frech's giving away this game. Advantage Yala. Frech is giving this game up. She knows the last 2 points. She's been in control. She should have got the break, or she should have at least made a better attempt. She's made 2 errors. And now Yala to get the lead again. Yala serves. A let. And I'll tell you, if Frech doesn't break now, the next game's going to be really painful. The next game might be it. Yala might be able to break to win. All right, Yala serves. Into the forehand of Frech. Return is good. Yala on the stretch gets it. Frech backhand. Up the line. Yala with a pass. Frech with a volley. Too good. Deuce. Great attempt at the pass from Yala, but the volley was way too good by Frech. All right, deuce. All right. Great volley. Good hands. This is a nervous moment for Frech, though. She was like, oh. Got it. All right, serve in the back of Frech. Return goes in the back of Yala. Frech forehand. Into the net. Advantage Yala. Advantage Yala. Advantage Yala to take the lead again. Yala serves. Into the forehand of Frech. Good return. Yala with the forehand up the line is wide. And it's back to deuce. Jeez, this game is so important for both players. I feel like if Frech gets if she gets the break, she can still get broken, but that obviously goes a long way. But if Yala holds here, so much pressure on Frech after having the chance, or having that chance to break and having that backhand that she missed. All right, Yala serves again. It feels like this is a must-win game for Frech. As we find out from Yala, Frech on the stretch. Goes in the backhand of Yala up the line. Frech with the backhand on the stretch again. Yala in control with a drop shot in the nets. Oh, man, Yala didn't need to do that. She didn't need to do that shot. That was not the shot. She went with the drop shot. It goes over to winner. But she could have also smoked a forehand up the line for a winner. And that would have been a much better shot for her. She kind of gave that point up. That drop shot, risky as hell. Frech's got another break point. Serve Yala. Into the forehand of Frech. She shanks the return. It goes long and Yala gets back to deuce. Chat, this game is wild. Why are you not reading comments? Because your comments specifically? Because I'm busy. All right, deuce. 2 hours played. All right, back to deuce. Yala serves. Into the back of the Frech. Return goes to the forehand of Yala. Frech on the stretch. Goes again the forehand of Yala up the line now to the forehand of Frech. Who goes back to the forehand of Yala. Back to the forehand of Frech on the stretch. Goes in the net. And Yala just does that again. When there's that one like down the line combo when they're both going down the line with forehands. Yala's just getting the better of that rally. All right, advantage Yala. Yala to take the lead again. Force Frech to hold, to stay in it. All right. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. Down the tee, the forehand of Frech. Good return. Yala's there with the backhand, though. Frech just hitting it down the middle. Now Yala has to move a little bit. Backhand goes into the forehand of Frech up the line. Yala gets it back with a forehand. Frech with the backhand again. Yala on the stretch. Now Frech is in control. She goes back down the line. Yala gets it back, though. Forehand out from Frech down the line again. Yala's got it back again with a forehand into the forehand of Frech. Yala forehand cross court. That's a good shot. Slice goes in the net by Frech, and Yala holds 5-4. That was a huge hold. Huge hold for Yala. And now all the pressure's back on Frech. She had 2 chances. Now she's got to hold to stay in it. This is going to be a crazy game. That last game was so important. What a match. Pfft, crazy. And Yala just stubborn. Not giving that break up easily. All right. Now Frech's got to hold her nerve here. I don't know, chat. I feel like Yala might just at least might get a match point. I don't know if she'll win the match here, but she might get a match point. Frech's got to really serve well. All right. How we doing, chat? We got 6,000 in the house. What's up? We're almost at 1,000 likes as well. Don't forget to like the video. We're only... Come on, we can get there by the sub. Come on, we can get there. We're almost in... Come on. We're only 30 away? We're almost there. We're almost there. By the way, don't forget to sub as well. We're almost at 300k. We're trying to get to 300k by the end of the year. So make sure you sub as well if you haven't already. All right, here we go. Frech is going to serve to stay in this match. Break here, break here. I tell you, a lot of pressure on Frech here. She had a backhand that she missed when she was going for that break point, and she was not happy. She bounced the racket a few times there. She was not happy. Hey, we got to 1,000 likes. Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, for joining. All right, 5-4. 5-4. 5-4. Yala. Frech's going to serve. Big game here. She needs to get the first serves in. She needs to win the first points here. She hits a fault. Second serve. Yala's going to attack the second serves. We know that too. Second serve. Into the backhand of Yala. Good return. Frech goes up the line. Yala hits it back, but hits it long. Frech, 15 love. Huge first point for Frech. All right, serve again. $15 love. I know the Hurkacz match has started. We'll get to that eventually. Hopefully. Unfortunately, I thought this match was... I didn't think we'd have an overlap. 15 love. Serving to the forehand of Yala. Return goes into the forehand of Frech. Yala forehand again. Up the line. Frech gets it back to the forehand of Yala. They just keep going up the line with these forehands. Now Frech goes cross court. Backhand of Yala. As Frech forehand in the net. 15-0. I tell you, those forehand exchanges are very interesting, but Yala's winning the majority of them. 15-0. All right, 15-0. Frech serves again. Into the backhand of Yala. Frech with a forehand. Again to the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. Goes long. 15-30. By the way, I've turned off donations just so we can get through the rest of this match. But don't worry, I'll go through the donations at the end. 15-30. 2 points away, Yala, from taking this match. Frech with a serve. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Serve goes in the forehand of Yala. Return the backhand of Frech. Yala forehand on the stretch. Goes up the line. Frech's going to get it back. Cross court at the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. To the backhand of Yala. Frech forehand again. Goes in. Yala gets it back with a backhand. Frech forehand goes in the net, though! Oh, man. She played such a good rally, Frech. And then she missed the easy one. Match points, Yala. Match points for Alex Eala to make it to the second round of Rome and to take on Wong in a rematch of that Auckland Classic. 15-40. Frech serves. Serving to the back of Yala. Return goes into the front of Frech. Up the line to the front of Yala. Frech forehand again. Cross court into the Yala backhand as Frech with a forehand up the line again. Yala hits it cross court. Now Frech's in trouble. Lob goes up. Into the forehand of Yala. Frech with her own forehand. Goes cross court. Yala's there with the backhand. Moonball. As Frech goes again to the backhand of Yala. Forehand again for Frech. As Yala backhand up the line. That's a great shot. Frech can't get it. Yala wins. She fights back from a breakdown. And she takes it. She's going to play the second round against Wong. Alex Eala wins a marathon. 6-4 final set. And she is relieved. Good win. After the initial first set, we know that Frech played better in the second. And Eala had to fight back to win that third. Eala takes it in 3. Huge win. And her second best win on clay by ranking. Best of the season. And she goes over to the coaches and gives them a massive high five. Big hug from the coaches. Yala gets it in 3. And Frech's losing streak continues. That's a shame because she had a break. She had 4-all with break points. There was chances for her to win. But she's just on a huge losing streak at the moment. Momentum's against her. The whole tennis is against her. All right. Now they show the stats. Not really, but kind of. Yala 4 double faults, no aces. A lot of breaks though. 6 breaks of serve for Yala. 3 breaks of serve for Frech. But man, that's a heartbreaker for Frech. She was in that. She had that. But Yala just clutches it out. And that's how Yala does this. She does win these close matches most of the time. Sometimes she doesn't. But she definitely wins these close encounters a lot more often than she doesn't. By the way, don't forget to sub on the way out. Don't forget to like the video on the way out as well, if you haven't already. Now she's going to take on Wong in a rematch. And the winner of that match will take on either Raducanu, Tagger, or Sakkari. So that's an interesting little section. Very interesting little section there. But good win. Very good win. Still not winning the tournament? Did somebody say she was going to win the tournament? By the way, if you do the math, 95 players don't win the tournament every week. At least this week. One person does, 95 lose. So, the odds are against her. If you thought she was going to win the tournament, the odds are against her. But she gets her 3rd win on the clay this year. She's 50-50 on clay this year too. So she's having a good clay season. A better clay season than last year. And like I mentioned, that is probably... It's not her best win on clay, but it's her second best win ranking-wise on clay. And a good fight back too. Now she takes on Wong, and she's got a chance against Wong. She almost beat Wong on a hard court not that long ago. Let that one slip, unfortunately. But, on the clay, with the confidence, Wong's clay court tennis is not her strength. So, yeah. Cam was on the money. Thank you. Yeah. By the way, Elijah, what did I say? What was my preview? You watched it, right? What did I say in the preview, mate? I can't remember. I think you watched it, and you probably a couple of times. I appreciate you watching the videos. Thanks for covering Alex's game. No worries. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, her first win in Rome as well. Yep. First win on the Rome clay. So a solid performance all around. And a tough one. I mean, she does it in the Iala fashion too, right? I mean, that's exactly how Iala wins those kind of matches, right? She wins them by barely, everybody just shitting themselves during the match. That's just the way she wins these matches, isn't she? Hopefully she'll beat Wong so she can get Raducanu. It would be fun to see her play Raducanu. She hasn't played a top 10 player on clay since last year, right? I mean, she hasn't played one yet. She has played a couple of top 10 players this year, though. So it'd be fun to see her play Raducanu. Yala taught by Nadal, but plays like Federer. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Congrats from Los Angeles. Can't wait to see this match. Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, we're going to get to the Hurkacz match soon. He's just started, so we're not missing much. Revenge match for Iala against Wong. Yeah, that's going to be fun. When Iala goes for more winners, she wins. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, that 4-all game's so important. So important for Frech, inevitably, right? Like, she needed to win that... She needed to win that game so badly. She was down 3-1 and went 1-6-4. Yep. And that the 4-all game, that was it. I think if she had gotten broken, Iala, she probably would have broken back because Frech did have those nerves. But, yeah. – 5-1 run for Iala? What do you mean 5-1? 5-1 how? Iala improve her weak serve. There are a lot of hard hitters above your rank. Yeah, she's not here. She can't hear you, but she'll probably try. I mean, she's probably not sitting around going, my serve's great. I don't need to change it. She's probably trying to work on that, to be honest. Never say die attitude from Alex. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's what she's, I mean, that's something that's something that's hard to teach. She's had that from the start. How many points reaching the second round? I think you get like 50. I hope Iala wins against Wong. I would love to see her play Raducanu. Yeah, that would be really fun. Iala needs to strengthen and grow a bit more muscle to match up against top tenors. Yeah, okay. Let's not do this, right? She just beat the number 45 in the world. Great win. Celebrate this. Let's not talk about top 10. We don't need to talk about her playing top 10. She's not playing top 10 as next round anyway. Let's just enjoy this win. Talk about Wong, top 30. And then go, let's not like go, oh, she needs to do this to be top 10. No. She doesn't need, let's just, don't worry about that. It's not about that. We don't need to talk about top 10. Like, don't worry about that. When she plays Raducanu, we'll talk about that. What she has to do to try and, compete against top 10. Let's not jump ahead, and do all that stuff. Because I think that's where, like, the people that don't like Iala get pissed off. Because they're like, oh, why is everyone saying she needs to do this against top 10 when she needs to do this against top 20, right? Let's just focus on now and the next match. And get excited and enjoy it. We don't need to, like, talk about what she can't do against players she's not playing right now, right? We don't need to talk about that yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? No need to get ahead of ourselves. This was a great win. Get excited over this win. Alex in the round of 62. Revenge and beat Wong in the second round. Do it. I feel it. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Good revenge match. That was such a great match too when she played against Wong. That was so close. One of the epics of the to start that one of the best matches in January for sure. One of the most exciting matches. One of the most scary matches too. Yeah, one step at a time. Exactly, yeah. We don't need to talk about what she needs to do against top 10 until she starts playing them again. Thanks for covering Alex games. More power to the channel. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if she's playing doubles, Yala. I'm not sure if that's being confirmed or not. I know she played doubles last week, but we'll see. We'll see if she plays with Sonmez again. If it's a close match, Yala usually wins. Yeah, she's good at that. She is clutch. I subscribe. Great show. Thank you. You predicted it, Cam. Third round win for Alex. I didn't say that. I said she would win in 3. Hang on. Hang on, wait a second. I didn't say she made the third round. Just hang on. Haven't made that prediction yet. Just relax. I did pick her today. Oh, yeah, okay. We got it right today. One match at a time. All right. One preview at a time. Let's really. We see progress on the Yala goods. Good start. I hope it continues in the Wong match. Yeah. The Wong match is a huge, that's going to be a really big, because Wong's not the best on clay, right? So Wong on a clay court is not the same as Wong in Auckland. So you would say, okay, well, that should be advantage Yala. Or at least give Yala a bit more of a chance to beat Wong this time around. But Wong's also very consistent. Or at least she's very, consistent's not the right word. She is very, she's like the players that Yala's lost to on the clay. She's like Penko. She can play like Penko. She can play like Mertens. So the style is going to be maybe against Yala. Wong's style is that of the players that beat Yala. She's 4-3. She's got a positive record on the clay. Does Wong. She's lost to Castello with a retirement. She's lost to Sampson, which was a bit of a random match. And then she lost last week in the Challenger. So she's not on a great run. She hasn't beaten a top 100 player on clay this year. So, again, advantage Yala in that respect on the clay this year. Wong's clay tennis last year, 3 wins, 5 losses. Right? Her clay court record overall was 33 wins, 35 losses. So she's, 50-50. So it is a good opportunity for Yala to get another clay win. And it's going to be a best clay win by ranking if she beats her. So it's a great opportunity against Wong. And then whatever happens with Raducanu or whoever, is the next one, right? Because, Raducanu's still got to get through some players too. Every time you wear black and red, Yala wins. Okay. Is that true? Is somebody keeping those stats? Excited for Yala to play Raducanu? Yeah, but she's got to play Wong first. And Raducanu's got to take on her side of the draw too. Because her side of the draw is not easy. By the way, Chan, I'm just looking at the schedule. So I'm a little bit. It's annoying that this match did take longer than I had thought. It looked like it was going fine after the first 2 sets, and then the last set kind of pushed it. Who else is playing today? Is there anyone else, chat, that you want to watch today? Is there any other matches that are on today that you're like, hey, that's a good one? It's that weird first round stuff where there's not very many players. It's not a crazy. Like the schedule is kind of like meh. You want to watch Chen? When's she playing? Is she playing today? I can't see her. Oh, she is playing. She's playing. Oh, okay. We could watch her. We could watch at her match. I haven't thought of that. The problem is that we just got to wait for the rain because it is going to rain at some point. So whether or not we get rain is the question, because the rain's supposed to be coming in the next hour. According to the rain in the next couple hours. So it's going to be whether or not we get through. Valentova, I do like the Valentova match too. Valentova's playing Putintseva, right? That's a good matchup. I like that match. Maybe watch that one. Yeah, Pliskova's playing today as well. Yeah, Pliskova Monero is a good one. Tagasakari, yeah, that's a good one too. So there are some interesting matches for sure. Greetings from Canada. Hey, what's up? Relieved and good win, yeah. That was a tough win. Very tough win. Yala got 25 points for this win. She's now ranked 38 in the live rankings. Ooh, yeah, I forgot. We've got to keep tracking the rankings too this week because a lot of players are trying to get seeded at Roland Garros. Because remember, after this tournament, that's when the seeds get locked. So Yala's trying to get seeded. So if she beats Wong, she will be around that sort of cutoff, depending on who pulls out and who does play. But yeah, she will be in. If she can get the win the next round, she will be in contention for a seed at Roland Garros, which means she doesn't have to play a lot of those big names early, like in the first round, right? So yeah, there's a chance there. Altmaier wins. Triple Z had 2 match points, so Zverev plays Altmaier. Damn, that is a brutal loss. That is a brutal loss. Ouch. Joint's playing this week, yeah. Joint is playing this week, yes. How much does second rounder win and lose? I think they get like 50 grand. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations to Alex. Yeah, great win. Siniakova double break up at 5-2. Who's she playing? Jen, you got to start telling me like Siniakova against. There we go, Boiseau. Because when you say that, I'm like, is she playing somebody I should know? I can't remember off the top of my head. So she's beating Boiseau. That's a good start. Boiseau's not been great. Has been injured on and off, right? Also, Grant and Pagano are playing. They've just started. Van der Zandt Muller is about to start as well. Joshua.
Cam, if this goes to a tea break, who do you win?
See, that's the thing. You're not allowed to say tie break in the final set, otherwise it doesn't happen. But thank you, Joshua, for the 2. Can't use the T word in the third set. You know the rules. Come on. You know the rules. Can't use the T word. Not in the third set. Yeah, Boiseau's been injured most of the year. Who replaced Kostyuk, by the way, Cam? Tagger, I think. Or, yeah, Tagger did, I think. Watching from Belgium. Congrats, Alex. Hey. Oh, Boiseau had surgery recently, did she? Okay, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. Last week I went to a futures event and got cooked by my... I went to a futures event and I got cooked by my friend 6Love63. Ouch. Are you still friends? That's brutal. That's called respect, though. By the way, I think it's starting to rain at the Hoobie match. I don't want to watch rain fall. No, it's not raining yet. Oh, God. Today sucks with this weather. Like, this uncertainty with the weather is... I don't like doing streams with these kind of wet days. It's fine when we watch a match and then halfway through it rains, but I don't like starting matches when I think when it's about to rain, because then I'm just sitting here and we haven't watched anything. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a bit of an on and off rain delay day today. Let me have a look at the weather and then we'll make an assessment. Because what we could do is, if it is going to rain sooner rather than later, then we might join the Hurkacz match when it comes back from the rain. It's not raining right now, though, by the way. The sun's about to come out because why would it? Of course it does. But the rain is around. Where is the rain? Where is Rome? Where is Rome? Actually, where is Rome? Am I blind? There. No? So Milan, it's raining in Milan, apparently. Yeah, there is rain coming. It's not raining yet, but it is on the way. Kostrick has pulled out, Cam. She stated, yeah, hip injury. Yeah. We talked about it yesterday. Is Hurkacz playing at the moment? Yeah, he's playing right now. But they haven't played. They're going to play a tiebreak, so we're just going to we'll get to that eventually. Bayern or PSG? I don't know. Whoever Arsenal can beat. I don't care who wins. Whichever one Arsenal has better chance against. Oh man. Yeah, today's a weird day. Like I said, the schedules, it's that first round weird stuff. So there's not that many crazy matches. There's not that many big names playing to start the week. Tomorrow is different though. Tomorrow the tournament starts for real. But yeah, there are a couple of matches that I kind of pique my interest, but we'll see. We'll see with this again. If it wasn't going to rain, I would be like, we're going to watch this and this. But because of this fucking rain, I'm like, are we going to be able to watch it? Because if it rains, we're screwed, and we're not going to watch any tennis. You know what I mean? So yeah. Kostrick got injured with her backflip. I don't think it was her backflip. I think she was just played a lot of tennis. Set 3-4-0. Alex and Frech in the nerve-wracking moments. Alex self-spirited won and win the match. Yeah. It was a great clutch moment for Alex Eala. She is, that is definitely, she is clutch. Taggart did lose to Korneva, but then she got a lucky loser entry because Kostrick withdrew. So she got a second chance. Yeah, it's getting really windy out there too. My favorite tennis player is Dasha Kezakina. Do you have a bulldog snoring in the background? No, it's a pug. She's just chilling. Valentova put and saver sounds interesting. It does. That, Chen Stearns, put and save of Valentova, Pliskova Moniro, all of those matches sound very interesting. Yeah, we're going to review fantasy teams later as well. But all of this, as I've said many times already today, weather depending. Today is a weather depending day. It is going to rain and there's no roof. So we are going to have an interruption in play at some stage. Hopefully, not while we're live. But because I don't really want to open all these cards on day one, right? It's going to rain later in the week, and this is where we're going to pull an Alcaraz signed auto card that's worth $1 million, right? So that's that's the plan. All right. So what I'm going to do? What am I going to do? What's Hurkacz doing? Hurkacz versus. I feel like Hurkacz and Hanfman's going to be like a 3 tiebreak match. Is it going to rain, though? Wait, when's Chen playing? All right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you over to Chen versus Stearns. Because that match starts a little bit later. So we have a little bit of time between now and that match. Because, yeah, that match starts after Haddad-Meyer, I think. Actually, that match could be starting in the next like 30 to 40 minutes, so that's not bad. Yeah. So I'll send you over there. In the meantime, we could be watching that soon. And then, yeah. And we'll go from there. Why don't I have a roof? Because roofs are not cheap. And this tournament's been around since like 1800, so they just didn't have the technology back then. Yeah, we'll go through a review of fantasy teams and stuff as well, but if it does rain. But I'll send you over the Chen versus Stearns match, and we'll go through that. We'll do that after, we'll do that match. Because the Hubie match is 5-4. They've already kicked off. I'm annoyed because I really wanted to watch that from the start. Also, it's been 30 minutes and they've nearly... I mean, Hurkacz plays quick. We know that. Yeah. This match was... everything was working well until the final set went long. But yeah, we'll watch Stearns versus... yeah, we'll watch Stearns versus Chen, and then we might watch Valenta versus Putintseva too, because I actually really want to see that match because, the weather Valenta is in some form. Anyways, Yala wins 6-love 3-6 6-4. She comes back from the dead. She gets the win over Frech. She's into the second round. She'll take on Wong in a rematch of the Auckland semi-final earlier in the season. So it's going to be a revenge match, and we're going to watch it in a couple of days' time. But Yala wins, one of her best clay court wins ever.